Rimuru Tempest x Omniverse Fanfic x Crossover XOC by Dayo. Chapter 32, Tournament End. Yesterday, after Rimuru left the arena, it seemed like a lot of people wanted to get out of the arena. Since the match is over, they will return to their normal daily activities. But, there are people who are in the arena. They are magicians whose job is to create barriers that protect the audience from the impact of the participants' fights. Some of the brands are seen discussing something. Currently, they were checking the barrier that suddenly appeared and replaced the destroyed barrier. Supposedly, the barrier they created would not be able to withstand the attacks of participants on the level of Rimuru, Cornelia, Ralph and the other participants who entered the final round. At first they thought that the barrier they created could withstand their attacks, but over time, they finally realized that the barrier they created had been destroyed since the first semifinal match on the first day. Of course, they were currently trying to analyze the data about the barrier Rimuru created. The wizard leaders are currently having a meeting in a closed room to discuss what happened yesterday. In the room, there were 3 people surrounding a crystal ball. They had already taken a sample of Rimuru's barrier magic waves and placed it inside a mana storage crystal ball. After a while, the voice of one of the wizards broke the silence. Have any of you ever seen something like this? The first to speak was a woman who was sitting alone and separated herself from the 2 men and women in front of her. He is the leader of the magic army in the city of Sealder. I've never seen a mana wave like this. How about you, Rise? The first to answer was the man while looking at the woman next to him. Rise, sorry, I've never seen this before. What should we do, Claire-sama? He spoke to the woman in front of him who was also his leader, Claire. Claire, I think we should investigate this mana wave first to find the culprit. Can you do it, Kristoff? Claire asked the man in front of her. Kristoff, leave it to me, Claire-sama. But, I need help, can I get some people to look into this? Claire, alright, bring the talented people from our squad, and Rise, help Kristoff. Don't forget to remember the results and give them to me, maybe we can find the person who made this when he used his magic. Rise and Kristoff, okay, Claire-sama. After that, Rise and Kristoff left the room and left Claire. Claire stared into the crystal ball while thinking about something. Claire, whoever can do this must be very strong. Quote. At Rise and Kristoff's place, they were walking towards a special place for magic team training. Rise, Kristoff, how many people will you bring? Kristoff, I'll just bring as many talented people as possible. Rise, then, what should I do? Kristoff, you will record every mana wave from this sample with me, if you wish. Rise looked very happy about it with slightly red cheeks. Rise, really? And not that I like this job. Just because you asked me, I have to make sure you're not lying. Kristoff, yes, I'm not lying, besides there is no one more suitable to work with me than you. Rise's face turned even redder and her expression showed signs of great pleasure. Suddenly, Rise aimed her punch at Kristoff's stomach repeatedly. Kristoff didn't have time to dodge and was hit in the stomach. Rise, what are you saying, idiot? Stupid. Kristoff continued to be hit in the stomach and a few moments later Rise finally stopped and then left Kristoff curled up holding his stomach. Kristoff, why did it turn out like this? It just so happened that there were some people who saw the incident from afar and they also knew about Kristoff and Rise's condition. People who saw them like that had only one thought. Ah, youth. Yes. Rise is someone who grew up with Kristoff from the age of around 6. When they were little, they always played together and visited each other's houses. Everything went as usual, but after they turned 16, Rise was kidnapped by a bandit and wanted to be made a slave. Kristoff, who saw this, did not accept the bandit's treatment of his childhood friend and went to save Rise. Long story short, Kristoff managed to save Rise with severe injuries because he kept trying to protect Rise even when his mana was exhausted. Since then, Rise has always behaved like that towards Kristoff even now that they are 19 years old. Yes, you could say, Rise is a great tsundere. He was able to hold back his embarrassment to a fairly high level. She just acts like a tsundere to Kristoff and acts normal to everyone else. Sometimes, when Kristoff says something that makes Rise have to hold back her Tsunere feelings until she can't hold it in anymore, then Rise will hit Kristoff hard. Sometimes, Rise will be a little rough towards women who try to get close to Kristoff physically, but only to the point of giving a scary glare to women who try to flirt with Kristoff. Kristoff can be said to have a handsome face and is well known both among the public and in his own troops. It's no wonder he would be tempted or approached by other women. Of course, stupid Kristoff didn't realize it. He was just thinking like this when Rise hit him. Did I do something wrong? He was completely unaware that Rise liked him. Amazingly, Rise still likes Kristoff after 2 years. The curled-up Kristoff stood back up while holding his stomach and walked towards the magic troop training room. Kristoff, it hurts so much, why did the punch have such an effect? Quote. A few minutes later, Kristoff arrived at the training room and there, many people were casting magic and controlling their mana as practice. Rise is supervising the magic team's training. Kristoff walks towards Rise. Kristoff, Rise, have you collected them? Rise, okay, take this. Rise gives Kristoff a paper containing the names of talented people in the magic army. Kristoff, I think this is enough, take them to the research room, I want to treat my stomach first. Damn, your punch really hurt. Rise, do you want to be hit again? Rise clenched her fists and raised them to shoulder height and gave Kristoff a threatening glare. Kristoff, NNO. Rise, that's good. After that, Kristoff went to the medical room to heal himself. A few tens of minutes later, Kristoff is currently in the research room and is observing Rimuru's mana sample. Kristoff, this is so strange, it should take hundreds of people to create a barrier like this, but why do I only sense one type of mana? Is it possible that the other mana is hidden? Quote. After that, Rise came while bringing several people who had been selected to take part in the research. Rise, Kristoff, I've brought them. Kristoff, okay, thanks Rise. Kristoff felt very grateful to Rise. Rise, who saw Kristoff smiling at her, blushed a little and was happy. Rise, huh, HHMMPH doesn't mean I'm happy. Rise said that while acting like a Tsunere. The people Rise brought were already used to this happening and they always thought the same thing. Ah, Rise-sama is like this again. Kristoff, tell them to start research. They were also used to Kristoff's treatment and were thinking the same thing again. Kristoff-sama is still as stupid as ever, huh? After that, Rise turned to the person she was bringing. Rise, what are you waiting for? Just start the research. Yes, Rise-sama. After that, research began on Rimuru's mana sample. They research what structures, their components and their types. Rimuru's mana is considered foreign to the people of this world. The research lasted for 1 day and they only got one result and several hypotheses whose truth was not yet clear. The result was none other than a mana wave that only existed in one type within the sample taken from Rimuru's barrier. The first hypothesis is that only one person created such a strong barrier. The first hypothesis is considered impossible to do, but they will note it. The second hypothesis is that there are actually many people who create such barriers, but their mana type is completely hidden and cannot be detected. The third hypothesis is that this barrier was created using some high-level artifact. The day after the research. Currently in the Magic Troop Leader's room or Claire's room, Rise and Kristoff are gathering to present the results of yesterday's research. Claire, so, did you guys get good results? Kristoff, sorry Clara-sama, we only got one result and some guesses. Rise gave the results of yesterday's research and showed them to Claire, then stood up and made tea. Claire took the paper Rise gave her and looked at it. Claire, just one type of mana. You know that's impossible. Kristoff, yes, I thought so too and I've been trying to solve this mystery. I tried to research deeper to find what was hidden, but the results were still zero. I also have one guess, this barrier might have been created using a high-level artifact. Claire held her chin after hearing Kristoff's statement and thought about something. Claire, have you guys checked the area in the tournament arena? Kristoff, we did that but we didn't find anything. Claire, what exactly is going on? Should I report it to the kingdom? Quote. Rise came in bringing tea and some snacks and placed them on the table. Claire, ah, thank you Rise. Rise, you're welcome Clara-sama. Claire drinks the tea made by Rise. Claire, Whatever it is, we will definitely find out tomorrow, who will compete in the final round on the first day. Kristoff. The ones who will compete tomorrow are contestant Stalin against contestant Luck, and in the second match it is contestant Rimuru against contestant Ralph. They all have strong magical powers and their abilities are also great, so it is possible that there will be a great mana explosion in the arena. Should we weaken the barrier, Clarisama? Claire. No, our job is to create a barrier that will withstand attacks from the participants, we can't weaken it. Kristoff. Okay Clarisama, and about tomorrow's match, will you be watching it? Claire. I will watch it while making observations on the tournament participants. I think this year's participants are all strong, maybe there will be a chance to recruit them into the Magic Army. Rise. Do you have a candidate? Claire. I'm interested in several people. They are Cordelia, Ralph, Rimuru and Friel. I think I'll recruit some of them. Rise. What about the Swordmaster Stalin? Are you interested in recruiting him? Claire. No, I'm more interested in Cordelia and Rimuru. Rise. Really? What's so interesting about them? Claire. Did you see Cordelia during the first round? I felt like she wasn't using her full power and still had some mana left in her rainbow-colored rapier. As for Rimuru, I don't feel any mana from him at all, but he can cast such powerful magic. He should have been checked before going into the arena to make sure he wasn't carrying any artifacts. I'm also interested in the great magic that contestant Cornelia cast. Rise. White magic huh? Actually I'm also interested in that magic, how about you Kristoff? Kristoff. Me. Actually, I'm interested in the magic that contestant Rimuru released from his hand. Claire. Ah, that purple dragon-shaped magic. I have a suspicion that it has something to do with the dragon race. Rise. Yes, the magic he cast was very powerful and I also felt a strong pressure from his magic. But when he took out the magic and exploded it, suddenly the magic disappeared without a trace. Claire. Okay, let's end the discussion here, thank you for your hard work. Rise and Kristoff. You're welcome, Clarisama. Then, they both left the room. Now, Rimuru Pav. Right now we are still in front of the arena and looking at the fight schedule. I don't know what Ralph was thinking when he saw that in the second round, he would be facing me. Cordelia and Cornelia also gave Ralph pitying looks and let out sighs of relief. Rimuru. What's wrong with you guys? I decided to ask them what they thought. Cordelia. Nothing, the important thing is not to be too hard on Ralph. Too loud. Come on, I won't kill him. Maybe I'll knock him out quickly or have a quick fight with Ralph. Rimuru. Yeah, by the way, do you guys want to practice your magic? I'll take Seal with me. Cordelia. Practicing magic again. Don't you have any other training? Rimuru. This time I will see your progress so far, I will tell you if there is anything lacking. Cornelia. Oh yeah, Rimuru, that white nova magic you gave me might be too powerful, can you teach me to control it? Rimuru. Then, you have to be with Seal, are you willing to do it Seal? I will do it, Master. Rimuru. Seal will teach you, and as for the two of you, you must have a duel. Ralph. Duel. You didn't join the training. Rimuru. No, I will improve your fighting style while observing. After that, for some reason they heaved a sigh of relief. Rimuru. Then, when I have improved your fighting style, I will be your opponent. For some reason, the atmosphere around us suddenly became gloomy. I don't know why they are like this. Did I do something wrong? No, I didn't do anything wrong. Except for that time. When I trained them very hard. It might be better to give them skills before the tournament starts. I think Seal is the best for this job. Rimuru. Seal, are their bodies enough to accommodate the ultimate skill? Quote. Their current bodies are still not enough to accommodate the ultimate skill. They can only hold about 4 unique skills in their bodies. But, if Master makes them evolve, their bodies will be able to accommodate ultimate skills. Rimuru. So there's a way like that too. How far should I evolve them? Quote. Just get to Human Lord and they will be able to accommodate the ultimate skill. Rimuru. Is there any impact, like they will fall asleep? Quote. There is no impact when they evolve, except that they will feel pain in their bodies. I was so relieved after hearing that from Seal. I think I'll evolve them while I'm at the beach. They might be confused, but I have to explain it to them. Rimuru. Alright, we'll go to the beach now. Come closer, I'll teleport us to the beach. After that, Cornelia, Cecilia and Elaine approached, except for Ralph. Does he feel embarrassed? Rimuru. What are you doing, Ralph? Come here. Ralph. Do I really have to get close to you to teleport? Can't you really do it? Rimuru. Actually, I can move you there without touching you, but the risk is too great. Ralph. Risk. Rimuru. Yes, it's possible that only some parts of your body will be teleported and some parts will be left here. So, come here quickly or I will move you to the demon continent and become food there. After that, Ralph shuddered. I also felt that Cordelia and Cornelia were a little scared. Ralph. No, okay, I'll do it. After that, Ralph approached. I used camouflage on our bodies and teleported to the coastal area. Rimuru. We've arrived. After that, they moved away from me and stood in front of me. Rimuru. Alright, before we start, did you know that you will be evolving today? When I said that, their eyes widened except for Elaine and Cecilia. Cordelia. Evolution. How do we evolve? Ralph. Don't tell me you're going to tell us to hunt all the sea monsters there. Rimuru. No, how could I do something so cruel? After that, their gazes turned suspicious of me. Rimuru. What's wrong? Don't look at me like that. Cordelia. Are you really not going to order us to exterminate all the monsters in the sea? Rimuru. I told you no, I won't tell you to do that. Cornelia. Then, what will you do to evolve us? Rimuru. Yes, I will just give my magic energy to the limit and make you guys evolve. Cecilia. Is that really possible, Rimuru-sama? Rimuru. Yes, it can be done by changing the body structure and magic to be stronger than before. Cornelia. Change body structure and magic. Can you really do that? Rimuru. I can do it, but you must be prepared for the pain, and also that you will evolve into a human lord. Cordelia. Pain. You're not going to beat us up, are you? Rimuru. No, don't worry about it. Come closer, I will evolve you all into human lords. After that, the three of them approached me and stood right in front of me. First of all, I held Cordelia's head. Rimuru. Please, Seal-sensei. Quote. Okay. Granting skill demonic holy inversion granted successfully. Estimate the amount of magic required to. Evolving individual Cordelia, successfully estimated. After that, my hand that was touching Cordelia's head glowed. Cordelia. You. Rimuru. Hang in there, Cordelia. Cordelia. Okay. Flowing magic in a predetermined amount. After that, my magical energy flowed into Cordelia continuously. Cordelia seemed to be having trouble holding it in. Rimuru. Speed up the process. Quote. Done. Changing body structure and magic, successfully changed. After that, I felt that Cordelia's magic power had increased to be slightly stronger than the Demon King. Cornelia. Nissan's magic power increased drastically, so Rimuru can do it. Rimuru. Seal, give him a great ultimate skill. Quote. Okay. Searching for the ultimate skill that suits the individual Cordelia, successfully found. Using ultimate skill Harvest Lord Shubnagoroth to create unique skill Investigator successfully created. Granting unique skill Investigator to individual Cordelia, successfully granted. Rimuru. Wait, why did you give him a unique skill? Quote. Master, the authority of ultimate skill Harvest Lord Shubnagoroth is still insufficient to create ultimate skill. You must evolve this skill to Harvest God Shubnagoroth to create ultimate skill. But, by giving a small part of the ultimate skill that I want to give, I can evolve the unique skill that is part of the ultimate skill into the ultimate skill itself. Rimuru. I see, continue Seal. Quote. Alright, asking for permission from individual Cordelia to evolve the unique skill Investigator. Rimuru. Cordelia, do you hear a voice in your head? Cordelia. Ah. To hurt him, he said he was asking for some kind of permission from me, what should I do? Cordelia looks like she's in pain from the effects of this evolution. I have to finish this quickly. Rimuru. I can't write. Cordelia. Yes. Permission has been granted, evolving unique skill Investigator into ultimate skill Investigation King Faust successfully evolved. What? He gave the same skill as Veldora's. If I'm not mistaken, his main ability is probability manipulation. After a while, Cordelia stopped feeling the pain and she passed out. Evolution has been successful. Rimuru. It's finished. Cornelia. Neeson's magic power has far surpassed ours, it's unbelievable. Ralph. Yeah, I can't believe it either. Rimuru. Come on, Cordelia has fainted. Cecilia, take Cordelia to rest around here. I used the ultimate skill, Creation Lord Ahura Mazda, to create a large mat that was placed far away from here so it wouldn't be too disturbing. Rimuru. Put him on that mat. Cecilia. Yes, Rimuru-sama. After that, Cecilia came and carried Cordelia towards the curtain I made. Elaine also came with Cecilia. Maybe he was tired from standing all the time. Rimuru. Alright, Cornelia's turn. Cornelia. Okay. I walked towards Cornelia and held her head. Rimuru. Prepare for the pain that is to come, and if you hear a voice in your head asking for permission, say yes. Cornelia. Okay. Rimuru. Please help me, Seal-sensei. Quote. Okay. Granting skill demonic holy inversion granted successfully. Estimating the amount of magic required to evolve an individual Cornelia, successfully estimated. Starting to channel the magic necessary for Cornelia's individual evolution process into a human lord. Cornelia looks like she's in as much pain as Cordelia was when she endured the evolution process. The magic energy required for evolution has been successfully provided. Using ultimate skill Harvest Lord Shubnagoroth to create unique skill Cardinal Acceleration successfully created. Granting unique skill Cardinal Acceleration to individual Cornelia successfully granted. Requesting permission from individual Cornelia to evolve unique skill Cardinal Acceleration. Cornelia. Yes. Permission has been granted. Starting to evolve unique skill Cardinal Acceleration into ultimate skill Charity King Raggle successfully evolved. Starting Cornelia's individual evolution, successfully evolved. Now, the individual Cornelia has completely become a human lord. Just like Cordelia, Cornelia also fainted and was carried by Cecilia to the mat I made. Rimuru. Alright, the rest. I walked over to Ralph and held his head. Rimuru. You know what you have to do, right? Ralph. Yeah, I know. Rimuru. Alright, then I'll start. Okay. Granting skill demonic holy inversion granted successfully. Estimating the amount of magic required to evolve individual Ralph, successfully estimated. Starting to channel the magic needed for Ralph's individual evolution process into a human lord, successful as expected. Starting to channel the designated magic to evolve Ralph's individual. Ralph. Oog, it hurts. Rimuru. Hold on. Successfully streamed. Using ultimate skill Harvest Lord Shubnagoroth to create unique skill Great Sage successfully created. Granting unique skill Great Sage to individual Ralph, successfully granted. Evolve unique skill Great Sage into ultimate skill Wisdom King Raphael successfully evolved. Ralph's individual magic energy was sufficient to evolve into a human lord. Starting the evolution process. Ralph. KHH, damn, it hurts so much. Rimuru. Hold on a moment longer. Evolution has been completed. Now, individual Ralph has evolved into a human lord. Ralph passed out and I carried him to the mat I made. I lined them up like I was drying fish. I think I'll let them pass out until their bodies get used to the burden of the ultimate skill. I sat next to Elaine and Cecilia, then took out a pedo honey from imaginary space and offered it to the two of them. Rimuru. Eat it. Elaine. What is this, Onichan? Rimuru. This is honey, it tastes sweet and delicious, try it. Elaine. Okay. After that, Elaine dipped one finger into the honey I was holding and put it in her mouth. Rimuru. Do you want Cecilia? Cecilia. Sorry Rimuru-sama, I'm a demon and I don't need to eat. Rimuru. Just take it, it's delicious. Suddenly, Elaine sat in front of me sucking her finger. Elaine. Sweet. Elaine asks for more honey, Onichan. Rimuru. Alright, and share it with Cecilia. I gave the honey to Elaine. Elaine. Okay Onichan. After that, Elaine handed the honey she was holding to Cecilia. Elaine. Cecilia Onichan, you are. Cecilia. Thank you Elaine-chan. Rimuru. You guys stay here, I'll buy some food in town. Elaine. Okay Onichan. I walked away from them and teleported to my room at the inn. I left the inn and walked around looking for a shop selling fast food. While searching, I found some food stands and bought some. I also bought bread for them to eat and water. After buying food, I returned to the inn and walked to my room. When I got to my room, I teleported myself to the beach. I saw Cordelia and the others were awake and sitting up. Elaine. Ah. Rimuru Onichan. I waved my hand to Elaine and walked over there. When I arrived I sat down, then put all the food I bought on the mat and looked at Cordelia. Rimuru, do you feel any changes? Cordelia. Somehow I feel much stronger than before. My magic power has also increased. Cornelia. I feel like my mana capacity has increased a lot and my magic power too. Ralph. Rimuru, why do I hear a voice in my head? Cordelia. Sound. What is the sound when asking for permission? Ralph. No, this voice is talking about the system, I don't understand. If I remember correctly, Seal gave the ultimate skill, Wisdom King Raphael. Rimuru. Don't worry, it's one of the abilities I gave you that will help you become stronger as time goes by. But, you have to control it properly, because that power can accelerate your thought process up to 1,000,000 times and your body might not be able to withstand such thought acceleration. There is also the ability to think about two things at once and the ability to analyze anything you want. You can also cancel while creating the magic circle. Cornelia. Thinking about two things at once. How is that possible? Rimuru. Yes, for example you can create two magic circles at one time. Cornelia. Isn't that impossible to do? It's only natural to say it's impossible. But, now Ralph has Raphael inside his head who will help him make the right decisions. Rimuru. Ralph, try telling the voice inside your head to create a magic circle and you also create a different magic circle. Ralph. I don't understand, but I'll do it. What should I call this voice? Rimuru. I don't know, just give me a name. Ralph. Name well, ah. Fail, what about fail? Rimuru. Don't tell us, tell that voice in your head. Ralph. Okay, from now on, your name is Fail. Maybe the skill will never be able to evolve into manas because this world has a different concept from my world. Rimuru. For some reason, it feels like Seal has a little sister. I think so too. Ralph. Fail, make two magic circles. After that, in front of Ralph there were two magic circles that were quickly created. Cordelia. What? That was fast. Cornelia. So Ralph's ability really can do it. Rimuru. Yeah, and also, can you turn on your thought acceleration Ralph? Ralph. Okay, I'll try it. Fail, turn on thought acceleration. Rimuru. Ralph, make sure to control it and don't wear it for too long because your body is a human body. Ralph. Good. After that, I felt that Ralph turned on his thought acceleration by 1,000,000 times. Rimuru. Alright, Cordelia, try attacking Ralph. Cordelia. Is that okay? Rimuru. No need to worry, after all everything he sees seems to stop. Cordelia. Okay, I'll do it. After that, Cordelia attacks Ralph at the speed of sound using her rapier. Cordelia aimed her rapier at Ralph's stomach while moving at the speed of sound. Ralph, who turned on mind acceleration, avoided it very easily. Cordelia, who saw Ralph was able to avoid her attack, was a little surprised and tried to attack him again. Cordelia. Your reaction is good Ralph, but what about this? Cordelia stopped and then moved back towards Ralph. When she reached Ralph, Cordelia thrust her rapier very quickly. Ralph dodged all of Cordelia's attacks with great ease. I think this is enough for a small demonstration. I will stop them. I moved into their midst at a speed that exceeded theirs and caught Ralph's rapier and punch that was about to punch Cordelia. Rimuru. That's enough. They both immediately withdrew their attacks. Rimuru. Ralph, turn off thought acceleration. Before Ralph managed to turn off the mind acceleration, his nose started bleeding and he started bleeding. Rimuru. Kill Ralph. Ralph immediately turned off the thought acceleration. Ralph. Ha, damn, my head hurts. Cordelia. I'm surprised you could avoid my attack Ralph. Ralph. Well, that's easy because I saw you moving very slowly. Cordelia. Slow. Is that really the case? Ralph. Yeah, that's right. When I turned on thought acceleration like Rimuru asked, I saw everything stop moving. Even when you attack me, you move so slowly. But, I saw that Rimuru didn't slow down at all and while he was blocking our attacks, he was moving at a speed I couldn't see. Rimuru. That's because my thought acceleration has reached 10 million times and my full speed far exceeds the speed of light. Cordelia. You know, I think you're too strong, Rimuru. Rimuru, really? Ralph, don't you realize? You're moving faster than the speed of light. Rimuru, if that's the case, my subordinate Diablo can do it too, he's a demon god after all. Cordelia, I'm having a hard time accepting this explanation. Is your mind really accelerated, Ralph? Ralph, yes, but I feel pain when I use it for too long. Rimuru, I told you to prepare for the repercussions of using it for too long. Ralph, I will try to control it. I took out a full potion from imaginary space and threw it to Ralph. Ralph got hit by my throw and he was shocked. Ralph, what are you doing, Rimuru? Rimuru, it's just a healing potion, get some rest. Ralph, okay. After that, Ralph walked towards the mat and rested there. Cordelia, alright, and can you explain about Investigation King Faust's ability? Rimuru, it's a skill that allows you to control any outcome you want and allows you to reveal any truth that exists. My friend Veldora also has this skill. That skill can also speed up your thought processes. Cordelia, control all the results. What does that mean? Rimuru, like this, let's say you're fighting an enemy who can create a barrier that's impossible for you to destroy. If you think about it logically, you will never be able to break that barrier. But if you use this skill, the result will change from indestructible to destructible. Cordelia, this ability is also great, can you demonstrate it? Rimuru, no need, by the way, if you use this skill against Ralph, he will definitely lose against you. Cordelia, Ralph will definitely lose if he fights me. He can dodge my attacks very easily, how can I possibly defeat him? Rimuru, the main ability I gave Ralph was the calculation to predict future outcomes. Since you control the outcome, Ralph's calculations will be useless against you. Cordelia, controlling any outcome I want, Isn't this ability too powerful? Rimuru, yes, but I think you can make the most of it. Cordelia, no matter what, I am very grateful to you, Rimuru. Cornelia, explain the ability you gave me, Rimuru. Rimuru, well, your ability is to completely manipulate heat and light and allows you to exceed the speed of sound. Because you have an affinity for fire magic, so I gave you this ability and the results were amazing. Cornelia, does this ability also have bad effects? Rimuru, there is one effect when you use one of the abilities of that skill, namely the skill Cardinal Acceleration, which will make you exceed the speed of sound because it accelerates your body using fire. You must not use that skill on yourself. If you use it without having fire resistance, you will burn until you disappear without leaving any ashes. But, if you evolve into a demigod with the same concept as my world, you can use it without any effects. Besides, your current body is still not strong enough to withstand the power of this skill. Cornelia, the effect is so terrifying, then what other abilities does it have? Rimuru, you can use this skill to create a super hot prison that will annihilate the imprisoned target. You can also emit super hot fire and have a speed that exceeds sound. And you can also make the target you want very quickly use fire until it burns without even ash remaining. Cordelia, why did you give us this ability? Aren't you afraid that we will attack you later? Cornelia, yes. Rimuru, actually, I want you to help the heroes to kill the Demon King. Cordelia, are you serious? He's the Demon King, there's no way we can fight him even together. Ralph, yes, and its destructive power may be very great. Why don't you fight it yourself? Rimuru, there is one reason why I didn't kill him with my own hands. Cordelia, what is that? Rimuru, because killing the Demon King is not my duty, but the duty of the heroes. I can't do that while the heroes have been summoned here. Besides, I don't want anything to do with the creator of this world. Cornelia, hero Cordelia, I remember. There was news that a hero had been summoned to this world. Ralph, when you say that, I heard the news too. Rimuru, yes, they were called here, you guys even met them. After that, Cordelia put on a surprised face followed by Cornelia and Ralph. Cordelia, when, and who is that? Cornelia, don't tell me. Rimuru, yes, they are Ryuto and his friends. Ralph, do you know where they are now? Rimuru, I don't know, for now, let's sit down over there and talk about this. I walked towards the mat and they followed me and sat down. Cordelia, Then, would you like to explain a little about your powers, Rimuru? How about this? Will they believe that I can stop time? Will they think I'm bragging? I thought I'd give it a little try. If I'm not mistaken, they've become very strong, right? Can they feel anything when time is stopped? Rimuru, Seal, will the three of them be able to survive when I stop time? Quote. They can only feel when time is stopped and cannot move, therefore, Master can explain a little about Master's power. Okay, I'll try. Rimuru, I can stop time for 30 minutes a day and can use all the skills and magic in my world. Cordelia, stop time. I thought that was impossible except by a god of time. Cornelia, yes, I've never seen anyone who can stop time. Ralph, are you really serious? It seems like they suspect me. Rimuru, well, you guys can feel when time is stopped, but you won't be able to move. Cordelia, feel the time stop. Rimuru, it's hard to explain, you have to experience it yourself. Get up, we're going to have another 1-on-3 practice match. After that, they woke up. I walked towards a place a bit away from the mat and they followed me. Rimuru, alright, I think this is enough. Attack me together. Before I could finish my sentence, Cordelia was already in front of me and tried to attack me. I saw that Cornelia was using a large and very powerful fire magic. Ralph also moved towards me very quickly. At that time, I used the ultimate skill, Void God Azathoth, to stop time. Time in this world stopped moving and the three of them also stopped moving. Rimuru, see, I can move and you guys can't. I walked past them. Rimuru, I know you can hear me, but you can't move your entire body. That's because of stopped time. If you are strong enough to move while time is stopped, it is the same as entering a godlike state. I walked in front of Cordelia. Rimuru, borrow me for a moment. I took Cordelia's rapier and threw it somewhere else, then hit Cordelia's stomach. After that, I walked towards Cornelia who was casting magic and destroyed the magic circle she had created and tied it using steel thread. I walked towards Ralph who was trying to attack me and hit his shield until it shattered and hit him in the stomach. After that, I turn off the time stop and the one I attacked will feel my attack. Cordelia fell while holding her stomach, Ralph also fell and Cornelia tried to break free from the steel wire ties. When I turned off the time stop, they immediately had shocked faces. Cordelia, so you really stopped time, I can hear you talking while everything is still. Ralph, I thought you were creating an illusion, but this pain is not an illusion, it hurts. Rimuru, therefore, you must become stronger so that you can move when time is stopped. Cordelia, how? Rimuru, by evolving into a demigod with the concept of my world. Ralph, you can evolve us again. That's too much. And I refuse to be evolved. We have been helped too much by you, we will become demigods on our own. Cornelia, yes, we want to try hard to get the strongest power. Rimuru, alright, anyway you guys have to make good use of the skills I gave you. Maybe the one who will evolve faster is Ralph because fail helps him become stronger. Cordelia, looks like we have to try harder huh? Then, please train us Rimuru. Rimuru, okay. I made a clone and put Seal inside it. Rimuru, Seal, please train them to handle that skill. Seal, yes master, please help me. Cordelia, please help me, Sealson. After that, Seal walked a bit away from me while carrying the three of them and started training them using his ultimate skill. Since they have evolved into human lords, their magic power is now much stronger and is equal to a true demon king with a magic capacity of 1 million. The three of them were trying out some of the skills in their respective ultimate skills towards the sea. I've created a large illusion barrier to make us invisible along with our magic. 2 hours later, they had finally finished being trained by Seal and were resting before starting their sparring with me. Right now, I'm sitting with everyone eating the food I bought. Seal was also still attached to me and kept hugging me. Rimuru, Sealson, can you let go of this hug? Seal hugged me tighter than before and it made it difficult for me to move. Seal, no. Rimuru, don't you want to eat this? Seal, master has to feed me. Seal opened his mouth. Rimuru, will you let go of my hug if I feed you? Seal, maybe. Rimuru, okay. I took the cake and brought it to Seal's mouth. Seal ate the cake along with my finger that he bit. Rimuru, Etu. Sealson, can you not bite my finger? Seal. Master's fingers are sweet. Rimuru, that's because there are still some cake left on my fingers. I pulled my finger back from Ciel's mouth. Elaine suddenly tugged at my shirt from the side. When I looked at Elaine, she was opening her mouth. Rimuru, what's wrong Elaine? Elaine, feed Elaine. Rimuru, didn't you? Elaine, feed Elaine. Rimuru, alright. I took another cookie and brought it to Elaine's mouth. 1 hour later. Rimuru, Seal, come into my body. Seal. Yes, master. Seal came out of my clone and entered my body. Rimuru, alright, I think it's time to have a spar with me, get up. Cordelia and the others got up, then followed me to a place far away from Elaine and Cecilia so that they wouldn't be affected by our fight. We were quite far from the two of them and stopped. I took 1 silver from my pocket and showed it to them. Rimuru, we will start when this coin falls to the ground, you should prepare yourselves. The 3 of them prepared themselves. I threw the coin into the sky and it floated for a few seconds then fell to the ground. At the same time, Cordelia immediately charged at me with her rapier and was followed by Ralph who used thought acceleration. Cornelia also immediately shot a large fireball that had strong magical power towards me at the speed of sound. With such great strength, they would definitely be able to match the 3rd demon general. Cornelia was even able to kill Orion in 1 strike. I dodged Cordelia's attack using ultimate skill, Investigation King Faust, and also used the skill, Gluttony, to devour Cornelia's attack. I don't want to get hit by Cordelia's attack because she determines the outcome. Ralph immediately moved towards me and tried to slash me from the side very quickly. Maybe he was helped by Fail to make the best decision. I drew my sword and parried it, creating small sparks from the clash of our swords. Ralph currently has no shield because I destroyed it and his sword is currently cracked even though he has magic flowing through it. I clenched my fist and threw my punch at Ralph's face at a speed that Ralph could see. Ralph, who activated his thought acceleration, immediately avoided it in a hurry and jumped back. I felt a huge magic coming towards me and when I looked, I saw Cornelia using White Nova on me at the speed of sound. I created a giant, universal barrier that blocked Cornelia's attack. When the attack hit the barrier, a giant white explosion occurred inside the barrier until it filled the entire contents of the barrier. I detected Cordelia moving towards me at the speed of sound. Cordelia pointed her rapier at me with the ultimate skill, Investigation King Faust, and the skill, Dead End Rainbow. It seems that because Cordelia has evolved, her skills have evolved as well. In an instant, I dodged Cordelia's attack and knocked her away. Cornelia once again attacked me using her ultimate skill, Charity King Raggle, to create a super hot prison that trapped me. Cornelia, now, you can't move. Rimuru, admit your defeat. It seems like he's very confident in locking me up like this. Maybe I'll show you something great. Rimuru, I forgot to tell you, I have absolute resistance to everything, so attacks like this won't be able to hurt me. I sheathed my sword again and took out the container of sins and transformed it into the form of envious shite. Cornelia, what is that? Cordelia, whatever it is, we have to stop it. Ralph, I'll try attacking him in fighting mode. Fail, turn on auto mode. After that, Ralph's eyes turned green with the same pattern as Ciel's. Ralph used Dead End Rainbow along with 1,000,000 times thought acceleration and moved towards me extremely fast. Cordelia used Investigation King Faust and Dead End Rainbow and moved towards me very quickly. Cornelia used Charity King Raggle to shoot super hot flames at the speed of sound towards me. I smiled seeing how far they had come. I faced the sea and placed my scythe backwards, then took the plunge to slash the sea. I channeled my magic mixed with the energy of nothingness, turn null, into my scythe to the limit. Master, the container of sins weapon has risen 1 level to Myth God class because it has adapted to Master's magic power. What? Ascend to God class. I think this weapon is really great. Could it be that if I managed to gather all the powers of the Sin series, this weapon would become Genesis class? I'll save that thought for later since they're so close. I saw them moving so slowly because I had accelerated my thoughts 10,000,000 times. The magic in my side has reached its limit and there is very dense magic inside. I swung the sickle towards the sea from top to bottom. When I slashed, the effect was stronger than Veldora's sword. My swing has caused the prison made by Cornelia to split and crumble. It didn't stop there, my slash had split the ocean once again into two with a greater distance than before and a slightly larger width than before. My slash had also split the clouds as far as the eye could see and split the ground. My slash hitting the ground created an incredible impact and a super wind that sent Cordelia, Ralph and Cornelia flying. The fire laser fired by Cornelia also exploded when it collided with my magic and created a super explosion. Unlucky. I forgot that Elaine and Cecilia were in the back. This explosion was also too powerful for the three of their bodies to withstand. I immediately activated the ultimate skill, Void God Azathoth, to stop time and create an absolute barrier around Elaine and Cecilia so they wouldn't be blown away. I also created an absolute barrier around Cordelia and the others respectively. After that, I turned off the time stop and the super explosion continued until it made a big hole in the beach area. There would probably be panic in the city if I let this explosion be seen. Luckily I had created an illusion barrier that would make this place look fine. A few moments later, the explosion subsided and the previously split sea came back together by colliding and creating a large splash. Rimuru. It seems like I overdid it again. Master is always like that. Rimuru. I didn't know the impact would be this big. Ha ha ha. There's no point in arguing. I looked around for Cordelia and the others. I found them while using Universal Detect. They crashed far from here. I think I'll apologize to them later. I teleported myself to the location I found them and brought them one by one back to their resting place. When I found them, they seemed to be unconscious. I will wait for them until they wake up. 1 hour later. While I was waiting for them, Cordelia finally woke up first. When he woke up, he was holding his head. Cordelia. UGGHHH, my head hurts. Rimuru. Yo, you're awake. Cordelia. Yes, I have. Wait, what kind of magic did you cast just now? Rimuru. I just put my magic and the energy of nothingness into my weapon and swung it. Cordelia. Even when we evolved, we still couldn't land a hit on you. After that, Ralph and Cornelia woke up. Ralph. Where is this? I should have been thrown far away with great force. Ralph looked at me. Ralph. Is this heaven? I see a very beautiful angel in front of me. When I heard that, I frowned in slight annoyance. I'll teach him a little lesson. I clenched my fist and poured a little magic into it until Veldora's head that was slightly larger than my fist materialized. Rimuru. Do you want to go to heaven, Ralph? Then I will be happy to help you get there. Don't worry, the pain will only last a moment and will go away once you get there. When Ralph realized the situation, he immediately did a dogeza jump towards me. Ralph. No, please forgive me, Rimuru-sama. Rimuru. It's good that you're awake. Now we have to go back before anyone realizes the current state of the beach. They immediately looked around and they were very surprised because almost all the views in front of them only showed a giant hole. Cornelia. The beach is gone. Is this the effect of your slash, Rimuru? Rimuru. No, my slash only split the ground. This is because of the magic you released. It must have consumed a lot of mana. Cornelia. When you say that, my mana has indeed been drained a lot and now I only have half of it left. The magic is very dangerous. I will only use it during the war against the devils. Rimuru. Your skill is said to have a stronger attack power than the others. Ralph. Really, even the clouds are parting. Cordelia. That's right, Rimuru is too strong. Rimuru. That's it, get up quickly, I'll restore this place to its original state. Maybe I'd better return it one day before we tear this place apart. Ralph. Don't tell me you're going to rewind time in this place or something. When I wanted to rewind the time of this place, Ralph suddenly guessed my thoughts. Rimuru. Can you read my mind, Ralph? Ralph. Really? Cordelia. That's only natural. If Rimuru can stop time, he can also rewind time. Rimuru. 100 points for Cordelia-kun. Cornelia. Will we also be affected by time looping? Rimuru. I won't. I lowered my head and touched the ground while using ultimate skill, Spacetime God Yog Sothoth Horts, to rewind time to the beach one day before we destroyed this place. In an instant, the place that had been destroyed returned to its original state. Cordelia. I knew you would do this. Rimuru. There is no other way to return this place to how it was, I just thought of this way. After that, I saw Cornelia holding Ralph's shoulder with a smile. Ralph, what's wrong? Cornelia, Ralph, fight tomorrow. Don't die. Ralph immediately shuddered in fear when Cornelia said that. Am I really that scary? Ralph, please be gentle. Rimuru, don't worry, you can turn on auto mode with Fail as your partner. It may be the same type as Seal, but its performance is not the same as Seal. No, I am the greatest manas of all time. No one can match me, not even the voice of the world. It seems Seal doesn't want to lose to this. He said that with a bit of arrogance in his tone. Isn't his body also the same as Fail's, namely, Wisdom King Raphael? Somehow this has become a competition between skills. Ralph, when you say that, I also feel that Fail is controlling my body to attack in the best way. Rimuru, you can talk to Fail later, now we have to go home. I used teleportation to move us into the inn. Rimuru, do your best for tomorrow, Ralph. Ralph, why yeah, I'll try. After that, they left my room except for Elaine and Cecilia, who were still in my room. Rimuru, get some rest, I'll go out for a bit to do something. Elaine, okay Onichan. Cecilia, goodbye Rimuru-sama. After that, I left them to walk around the city for a bit. I didn't invite Elaine so she could rest in her room. First of all, I went to Amisen to add another 7 days to my room rental with 2 people in my room. After that, I went out and wandered around the city to see what was there and what was interesting to see. One day later, I woke up from my sleep. Good morning, Master. Rimuru, ah, good morning, Seal. I stood up from my bed and walked to the window and opened it. Rimuru, wake up, today is the final match, do you want to watch it? Elaine slowly woke up and got out of bed. Elaine Mao HMMM, 1-chan. It looks like Cecilia is also resting. He was sleeping on the chair and put his head on the table. A few moments later, Cecilia woke up. Cecilia, Rimuru-sama, good morning. Rimuru, good morning. Elaine, Onichan, does Elaine need to take a bath? Rimuru, bath. No need, I'll give you other clothes, so just wear them. I took out one small-sized shirt that I kept just in case Shion and Shuna made me wear this shirt. They both like to treat me like a doll and always try on different clothes on me. I gave the shirt to Elaine and left the room. A few minutes later, Elaine came out wearing the clothes I gave her. Rimuru, let's wake up Cordelia and Cornelia. Elaine, Ayo. We walked to Cordelia's room and opened the door. Rimuru, Cordelia, wake up, it's morning. I looked towards the bed and there were Cordelia and Cornelia still sleeping. I walked to the bedroom window and opened it. Rimuru, Bangun. A few moments later, they both woke up. Cordelia, what's up? Morning. Rimuru, yeah. Cordelia, oh, good morning. Rimuru, good morning. I walked out of Cordelia's room and closed the door until they finished changing. A few minutes later, they had changed into their regular clothes because neither of them had a match today. Unlike me, I wear the Demon King's robe and hold the Tempest sword. Rimuru, okay, let's go down and wake Ralph up. We went downstairs and went to Ralph's room to wake him up. After waking Ralph up, we had breakfast as usual with a different menu. This time it's not potato soup and meat or bread, but meat soup or potatoes and bread. What a thunderous and powerful difference. Even though it is still the same type, there is something different about the sensation. I wonder if there are other menus in this world besides grilled meat or potatoes and bread. Is there still no coffee or rice in this world? Probably not. I once asked Cordelia about rice. When I called it rice, he didn't understand what I meant. Since there was no other choice, I explained in detail about rice. It looks like it grows from small plants in large quantities, is white and hard, but when the rice is cooked with water, its texture changes to become soft and slightly sweet. He still didn't understand what I was talking about. There was no other choice but to give in to rice. I thought I would leave here right away after ruling the demon territory to be better and prosperous. A few hours later. Currently, I am in the participant waiting room. After some reenactments that I don't want to talk about, I finally arrived at this place. I'm also with Ralph, who is currently very nervous. Maybe I'll talk to him. Rimuru, Ralph, are you okay? Ralph, it's okay, I'm fine. Rimuru, okay. Stalin, Rimuru, since the first time we met, I've fallen in love with you, I'll make you fall in love with me too. And again, there was this really annoying guy in front of me who was saying some things that would embarrass him if I refused. I decided to just ignore it like that. Stalin, with hair as beautiful as the full moon, and great strength, I am attracted to you. Rimuru, Seal, is there a skill that can help me control my anger? I really want to explode right here. Quote. Sorry, there is no such skill. Rimuru, then, what should I do? I could blow him to ashes in a moment. Quote. What about turning off the master hearing system? Rimuru, if it will keep me from hearing this guy's stupid ramblings, I will do it. Quote. Okay, I will turn off master's sense of hearing and I will give master information about what someone is talking about from their mouth movements. Rimuru, yes, thank you. Quote. After that, I didn't hear anything else. Finally peace came to me. I looked to the side and Ralph was petrified. Maybe he was nervous because there would be more spectators than before. A few moments later, the committee arrived. I looked at his mouth so Seal could tell me what he was talking about. Committee, participants Rimuru, Ralph, Stalin and Luck, please head to the arena because the match is about to begin. After that, I got up from my seat and walked towards the arena. Sure enough, when we got outside, there were even more spectators present. The arena also looks enlarged. Maybe yesterday during the semi-finals we only used a medium-sized arena. Rimuru, Seal, turn on my hearing. Yes master. After that, I could hear again. I sat on the participant waiting bench with Ralph. Aslan. Good morning everyone, we are back at the first final round of the Level Up tournament. All the audience, woo. Wow, too noisy. But I have to hold it in. Aslan. The final round match where the strong participants who have been filtered from the semi-final round are here. In the first match we will see a battle between sword skills and magic skills. After that, Stalin and Luck went up to the arena. Aslan, the swordmaster Stalin, will fight the wizard Luck. After that, as usual they will be given revival bracelets by the referee and will start their fight. Aslan, alright, the first match of the final round. Begin. Rimuru's POV ending. Stalin immediately charged towards Luck as Aslan started the match. Luck immediately created a magic circle as quickly as possible to counterattack Stalin. When Stalin was near Luck, at the same time, Luck had completed his magic circle and immediately shot a wind bullet at Stalin at high speed. Stalin immediately dodged all the wind bullets skillfully and nimbly. Luck continued to fire several wind bullets and after a while, he finally stopped shooting them at Stalin and retreated backwards. After dodging all the wind bullets, Stalin immediately moved towards Luck quickly without giving Luck any rest. Judging from his movement style, he is indeed worthy of being called Swordmaster. Stalin didn't make any wasted movements when avoiding Luck's attacks because he knew it would tire him out quickly. Stalin drew his sword and slashed at Luck horizontally. Luck immediately created a small barrier that would block Stalin's attack quickly, but not too strongly. Stalin's sword hit the barrier created by Luck and cracked it. Stalin added a little strength to his slashing hand and managed to destroy the barrier Luck had created. As if he knew what Stalin was going to do, Luck ducked to avoid Stalin's slash, but unfortunately Stalin threw a kick at Luck first and hit him. Luck tried to block Stalin's kick using both of his hands, but he was still thrown away by Stalin's powerful kick. Luck was thrown a few steps back and tried to get up and create a magic circle to attack Stalin. Stalin moved quickly towards Luck who was making a magic circle while channeling a bit of his magic into his sword. When they were close, Luck, who had finished making the magic circle, immediately released it towards Stalin. A lump of earth rose up and formed a small ball of rock that was compacted very hard and charged towards Stalin quickly. Stalin immediately added his magic energy to his sword and moved towards the stones. When Stalin was close to the stone balls, he immediately slashed them one by one until they were destroyed using his sword. Luck immediately created another magic circle in front of him that led to Stalin. Without wasting any time, Stalin immediately sped towards Luck. Luck didn't have time to complete his magic circle and Stalin immediately tried to slash him horizontally. Disturbed while creating the magic circle, he immediately bent his body backwards to avoid being hit by Stalin's sword slash. Stalin's sword slightly hit Luck's stomach and made a fairly wide but not deep wound. Luck quickly created a stone pillar beneath his feet that rose upwards and carried him away from Stalin. Stalin immediately jumped high towards Luck, aided by his magic, while channeling magic into his sword. Luck, who saw this, immediately jumped down to avoid Stalin. Stalin, who jumped, landed on a stone pillar made by Luck. Luck landed below while healing himself. Stalin didn't give Luck a chance and immediately moved quickly towards Luck, who was still healing. Luck immediately stopped his healing and immediately created a magic circle on his hand. Stalin channeled his magic power into his sword as he moved towards Luck. Luck, who had finished making the magic circle, immediately released it towards Stalin. The magic released by Luck was dozens of swords made of wind and spinning rapidly towards Stalin. Stalin jumped here and there to avoid Luck's attacks. After finishing dodging Luck's attacks, Stalin immediately moved towards Luck very quickly. Luck couldn't react and was hit hard by Stalin in the stomach and was thrown back and almost out of the arena. Luck woke up holding his stomach and then made a large magic circle on the ground. Stalin channeled his magic into his sword and made it into a water sword. Luck, stone golem. After finishing making the magic circle, Luck used it and from the ground, a large golem appeared. Luck brought himself up on the golem's head for cover while healing himself. Stalin, blue sword. Stalin made his sword blue with his magic. Luck moves his golem towards Stalin to attack him. Stalin moved towards the golem quickly. Luck moved the golem's right hand and hit Stalin. Stalin immediately avoided it by jumping backwards, and after his golem hand touched the ground, he immediately climbed onto his hand and ran towards Luck. Luck moves his golem to disrupt Stalin's movements. Stalin swayed on the golem's hand and tried to balance himself. Luck moved the golem's left hand quickly to pat Stalin, who was in his right hand, very hard. Stalin managed to balance himself and cut the golem's hand in half very quickly and easily. Stalin was able to cut the golem's hand easily because of the effect of the blue sword skill, which would make his sword very sharp and could cut iron as easily as cutting paper. The severed left hand fell to the ground and Stalin quickly jumped under the golem's feet and split both of its legs. The golem lost its balance and fell to the ground hard. Luck immediately left the golem and created a large green and brown magic circle. Stalin channeled more of his magical power into his sword. Stalin's sword instantly turned a deep blue and his magic manifested, which made his sword grow larger and longer. Luck, who had finished making the magic circle, immediately used it on Stalin. A large rock that had been shaped into the shape of a right fist emerged from the ground, and wind suddenly coated the rock hand and became a powerful wind armor that was difficult to destroy. Luck, Crasher hand. Luck moved his big hand towards Stalin quickly. Stalin, blue slasher. Stalin advanced head-on towards the hand. When Stalin was in front of the hand, he immediately swung his sword powerfully vertically from above, clashing with the hand. As they clashed, strong winds blew around the clash. Stalin's sword managed to cut through the wind armor and revealed the hand inside. Stalin didn't stop his slash and continued towards the stone hand. As a result, Stalin's sword was able to cut the hand in two. Luck is currently almost out of mana and he can only cast 2 more spells to attack. Meanwhile, Stalin, who had only been strengthening his physical body using magic, had not yet run out of mana. Stalin ran towards Luck quickly. Luck makes his final choice, which is to use everything he has to defeat Stalin in this one attack. Luck created a small fist-sized magic circle in front of him colored green and brown and then poured all his magic into this one attack. Stalin had already approached Luck and realized that Luck would attack him in this one attack. Once Stalin avoided this attack, the result was Stalin's victory. But he didn't dodge and continued to advance while enjoying this fight. Luck, who finished making the magic circle, immediately used it. Luck, Windrock bullet. Luck creates a fist-sized rock in front of his hand that takes the form of a sharp bullet like an arrow made of rock coated with wind centered on the sharp tip of the rock and then shoots it towards Stalin. Stalin advanced, slashing away all the stone arrows that came towards him. Stalin immediately slashed the rock and stabbed Luck right in the heart so that he died instantly. Aslan. The winner is Stalin. All the audience, whoa! All the audience cheered loudly as they saw the spectacular fight before their eyes. Stalin's sword technique is arguably the best in the city of Andor. After that, Stalin got off the arena and walked towards Rimuru. A few minutes later, the deadlock had come back to life and was taken to the medical room. Rimuru Pav. It turns out that Stalin is really great. His sword technique could be said to be the best in his city in the eyes of the people of this world. I also think he's pretty good at not making any wasted moves. After the match was over, Stalin walked towards me. I think I have a bad feeling. Yes, maybe I will do the last option to silence him. Blow it up here as hard as you can. When Stalin was in front of me, he lowered his head. Stalin, I will defeat you and marry you. I don't care what you say, Stalin. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. I think I sensed that Seal was angry with him. Well, I think I should get out of here as soon as possible. I don't know what Seal will do when he gets angry at Stalin. Maybe something bad will happen. I clenched my fists while trying to smile stiffly. Relax, master, you can blow it up when you fight him later. I will also help you strengthen the explosion. I think Seal gave me good advice and at the same time dangerous. Rimuru, 5 stars for Sealkin -2 stars. Quote. Opening square bracket ... Why only 3 stars? Rimuru, no comment. Quote. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Well, this is better than Seal helping me. This place could really be destroyed if Seal helps me strengthen my attacks. Aslan. And now, it will be a match that you, the audience, including myself, might be very interested in. Not because of his strength, not because of his clashes, and not because of his techniques. But because of her beauty. I'm sure some of you came here to see this particular participant. This time, our beautiful participant will be fighting a paladin from the same city as her. Both participants, please come up to the stage. Key. Hold on, I can't be angry. Right now, I really want to shout that I am a man, but the situation doesn't allow it. I stood up from the contestant's seat and climbed onto the arena with Ralph. Aslan. That beautiful participant is Rimuru. All the audience, whoa. Unlucky. It's so noisy. I covered my ears, but the sound could still be heard. I can't turn off my sense of hearing because soon, I have to hear Aslan's command. Aslan. Rimuru will fight. Ralph. All the audience, whoa. Ralph walked towards the referee and I followed him. After receiving the resurrection bracelet, I walked to the left side and Ralph walked to the right side. Aslan. Alright, the second match of the first final round. Begin. Rimuru's Pav ending. Ralph advanced towards Rimuru while channeling his magic power into his sword. Rimuru still didn't move and just prepared to draw his sword. As Ralph approaches Rimuru, he activates his mind acceleration by 1,000,000 times while attacking Rimuru. Ralph slashed horizontally at an astonishing speed, but Rimuru dodged the slash first by jumping back. Rimuru drew his sword and leapt forward towards Ralph, then swung his sword quickly diagonally from below. As Rimuru's slash approached Ralph, Ralph immediately avoided it by jumping back. Ralph channeled his magic power into his sword and shield and took a defensive position. Rimuru uses a small-sized skill, Black Lightning, towards Ralph. Ralph blocks Rimuru's Black Lightning and manages to hold his ground. After that, Ralph immediately abandoned his defensive position and advanced towards Rimuru while using the skill Dead End Rainbow. Rimuru channeled a little of his magic power into his sword. Unexpectedly, Ralph created 2 magic circles beside him that aimed at Rimuru and quickly activated them. Out came a huge number of water balls that quickly headed towards Rimuru. Rimuru, who saw that, just remained silent because he had multi-layer barrier. All the water droplets created from Ralph's magic circle were held back by Rimuru using a very strong barrier. Ralph, who was already close to Rimuru, tried to slash him diagonally from above, but was blocked by Rimuru's sword. As their swords collided, sparks were created around the area of their slashes and the ground they stepped on cracked and shattered. Rimuru threw his punch towards Ralph's stomach. Ralph, who had turned off his thought acceleration, was hit by Rimuru's punch and was thrown several meters back. Rimuru walked towards Ralph, who was still trying to stand. Ralph, fail, auto battle mode. After that, Ralph's eyes turned green with the same pattern as Ciel's. Rimuru, Ciel, I'm counting on you. Rimuru also did the same thing as Ralph and his eyes turned red. After that, the two of them immediately moved at the speed of sound towards each other and slashed at each other. No audience could see them moving because it was too fast and only a spark was seen resulting from the collision of metals. All the spectators were silent as they watched their match that had surpassed human limits. Rimuru was still completely unharmed and continued to slash at the same speed as Ralph. Unlike Ralph, who has a human body, he is already a little exhausted because continuously moving at the speed of sound. Moments later, they both charged at each other and swung their swords horizontally and vertically. As their swords clashed, a gust of wind was created between the two of them. Ralph turns off auto mode and attacks Rimuru using water magic aimed at Rimuru from 3 directions. Rimuru also turns off auto mode and immediately hits Ralph. Ralph didn't have time to dodge and was hit in the stomach, but he managed to land his attack. As if knowing what was going to happen, Rimuru dodged all the high-speed water balls heading his way. Ralph tried to stand up while holding his stomach and moved forward again while channeling his magic power into his sword. Rimuru channeled a bit of his magic power into his sword and condensed it. When Ralph was in front of him, Rimuru slashed horizontally towards Ralph at high speed. Ralph immediately blocked it using his sword by creating a barrier that stopped Rimuru's slash. As their swords met, Ralph was seen struggling to withstand the weight of Rimuru's slash. Ralph's sword should have been destroyed when they struck each other with their respective swords, but because Ralph had Fail who helped him condense magic into his sword. Rimuru threw a kick at Ralph's stomach, but Ralph blocked it using his leg that had been reinforced with magic to the point of being very hard. Again, a gust of wind was created as a result of the clash between their feet. Ralph looked a little in pain as he blocked Rimuru's heavy and hard kick. Ralph swung his sword to knock away Rimuru's sword that was still clashing with his, then tried to stab Rimuru. Rimuru pulled back his leg that was touching Ralph's leg and avoided it by stepping his foot slightly to the side, then threw another kick at Ralph. Because he was still in a stabbing position, Ralph didn't have time to dodge and he tried to block Rimuru's kick using his leg. Rimuru put a little more force into his leg and when his kick hit Ralph's leg, Ralph was immediately thrown far away and almost out of the arena. Ralph tries to stand back up while healing himself with the help of Fail. Because he was continuously injured by Rimuru, Ralph gained the skill Regeneration and was further evolved by Fail into Ultraspeed Regeneration, which heals all his wounds slowly. Fail had also finished analyzing the multi-layer barrier and managed to obtain it for Ralph. Now, Ralph has an absolute defense created by the dimensional rift. Magic attacks will have a hard time breaking Ralph's barrier. Ralph, thank you Fail. Moments later, all of Ralph's wounds healed, leaving the audience in awe of his regeneration speed. Rimuru ran towards Ralph at his normal speed and Ralph also ran towards Rimuru. When they were close, Rimuru slashed at Ralph horizontally with his usual strength, but his sword failed to hit Ralph because it was hit by Ralph's barrier. A slightly panicked Ralph tried to block Rimuru's attack, but a moment later, he felt nothing hit him. Rimuru was a bit surprised by Ralph's barrier, which was also created using information from the barrier Rimuru created around him. Rimuru, so you've analyzed my barrier, Ralph. Ralph, actually Fail analyzed it, I don't know when he did it. After that, Ralph tried to slash Rimuru vertically from above, but failed to hit Rimuru because he also had a multi-layer barrier around him. Rimuru jumped back while attacking Ralph using Hell Flare, and when it hit Ralph, Rimuru's black fireball immediately exploded and created a ball with purple fire swirling around it, filling the ball. A few moments later, Ralph, or rather Fail, had managed to analyze Rimuru's Hell Flare and gave it to Ralph. Fail has also managed to analyze Rimuru's Black Lightning. A few moments later, the black flames disappeared and Ralph was still inside with a few burns on his body but was immediately healed using the Ultraspeed Regeneration skill. The spectators who saw Ralph unharmed after the attack were very surprised and became excited by the fight between the two. Ralph created a Hell Flare in his hand and threw it towards Rimuru and exploded it. The black flame explosion caused by Ralph was bigger than Rimuru's because he didn't control the explosion. A few moments later, Rimuru also came out unharmed because he had absolute resistance to everything and had a multi-layer barrier around him. Rimuru was no longer surprised that Ralph managed to imitate his attack because he already knew that Ralph had Wisdom King Raphael helping him. Ralph, Fail, turn on auto mode. Once again, Ralph turned on auto mode while strengthening his body using magic to the limit so that he could withstand the acceleration of his thought processes by 1,000,000 times. Rimuru, Seal, I'll leave it to you. Rimuru turned on auto mode and the two of them, once again charged at each other at high speed. Ralph tried to slash Rimuru with all his might while condensing the magic in his sword, but was always blocked by Rimuru using his sword with a little magic. Moments later, Rimuru stomped his foot on the ground so hard that it shattered the arena floor and made Ralph lose his balance. Rimuru, who saw that, immediately moved towards Ralph while covering his hand using imaginary punch. Ralph quickly jumped high into the air with the help of magic and floated for a few moments. Ralph, who was above the sky, immediately launched dozens of black lightning attacks towards Rimuru. Instantly, the sky turned dark and dozens of black lightning bolts struck down with great force. Rimuru immediately created an absolute barrier that blocked all of Ralph's attacks. When his attack failed, Ralph immediately poured his magic power into his sword to the limit and condensed it, making his sword turn rainbow-colored. Rimuru, seeing that, channeled his magic into his sword and condensed it, causing it to turn violet. The pressure from Rimuru's magic was so strong that it made the magicians who had researched the barrier that Rimuru created immediately realize that Rimuru was the one who created the barrier that they were researching. Ralph pointed his sword at Rimuru while diving down, creating a rainbow vine that would descend into the arena. Rimuru looked up and prepared to slash at Ralph's attack while releasing the barrier he had created. Instantly, all the audience wanted to capture this moment because it looked so beautiful and at the same time very dangerous for them. A bright rainbow light that was heading towards the arena from the sky and a dark violet light that was going to destroy the rainbow light. When Ralph was above Rimuru, Rimuru immediately thrust his sword upwards. Their two magic powers clashed and created a huge mana explosion. Ralph tries hard to attack Rimuru, but because the difference in the quality of their magic is too great, Ralph's magic is continuously destroyed by Rimuru's magic. Instantly, Rimuru's magic had destroyed Ralph's magic completely and caused a huge explosion between them and a strong wind blast. Ralph, who couldn't withstand the explosion, was immediately thrown out of the arena. When Ralph was thrown, he was hit by the blast and was rendered unconscious. Because it was too dangerous, Rimuru stopped time, then created a barrier that would protect the audience from the explosions they caused. Rimuru went back in time and the explosion continued and hit the barrier created by the mages and was immediately destroyed. The explosion continued until it hit Rimuru's extremely powerful barrier. Moments later, the explosion finally died down and Ralph was seen outside the arena lying unconscious. Aslan, the winner is Rimuru. All the audience, whoa. Great. That girl is amazing. He is very strong. There was some chatter from the audience which made Rimuru a little annoyed. Rimuru paw. Unlucky. All the audience was very noisy. I really want to shut their mouths forever. I got off the arena and sent a thought transmission to Cordelia. Rimuru, Cordelia, I will be waiting at the entrance to the arena. Quote. Cordelia, we'll be there. Quote. I walked towards the arena exit with Ralph, who had woken up a few minutes ago while I was waiting for him. Ralph, did you stop time again? Rimuru. Rimuru, yes, the impact of our magical energy collision was too strong and this arena could be destroyed, so I created a barrier that blocked our attacks so that it wouldn't destroy this place. Ralph, is your magic really that strong? I feel like when you release your attack, you release a huge amount of energy. Rimuru, no, actually I just cast a little magic. Ralph, I think you're being completely unreasonable. Rimuru, that's because the quality of my magic has reached the level of nothingness and cannot be destroyed or even scratched. If the quality of your magic is on par with the Demon Lord in my world. Ralph, the Demon King, huh? I think it's still a long way off for us to fight the Demon King. Rimuru, that's why it evolved. Ralph, but, you know that's almost impossible for us to do, right? Rimuru, don't worry, it's not that hard because I've changed some of your magic circuits and added the concept of my world. So it will be easier for you to evolve into a demigod. Ralph, okay, I'll try my best to evolve. A few moments later, 3 people stopped us. They are dressed like a mage. Their clothes are the same as the witches who created the barrier. Are they also part of the people who created the barrier? Ralph seemed wary of them for stopping us suddenly. But I didn't feel any evil intentions from the three of them. Right now, I can sense someone's dark emotions using the envy skill I got from the envious whale. They probably want to talk to me about something. Which one? Sorry to stop you suddenly, if you would mind, would you follow us to meet our leader? Leader. Ralph, the leader of the magic team. Why would someone like him call us? Did we do something wrong? Which one? As for the reason, we can't tell him now, we don't have permission to tell him. Therefore, if you want to know, you must follow us to meet our leader. Why does the leader of the magic team want to see us? Does it have anything to do with the beach we trashed yesterday? As far as I can remember, there was no one else there besides the six of us. Is it possible that the magic we cast was so abnormal and destructive? Besides that, I created a barrier to withstand the excessive attacks several times. When I used Castle Guard, I forgot to turn it off. Could it be that they were aware of this abnormality? Which one? Your answer. Rimuru. Okay, we'll go see your leader. Which one? Thank you, this way please. After that, I sent a thought transmission to Cordelia. Rimuru, Cordelia, you go home first and please take care of Elaine. The leader of the magic troop wants to see me, probably because of the barrier I created earlier. Quote. Cordelia. Alright. Wait, what? The leader of the magic troop wants to see you. Can you explain it? Quote. Rimuru. Sorry, there's no time. Quote. Cordelia. Tongue. Quote. I immediately turned off the thought transmission and continued my journey following them. Ralph leaned in close and whispered. Ralph. Rimuru, is this okay? Rimuru. It's okay, I don't feel any evil intentions from them anyway. Ralph. It's fine if you say so. We followed these mages into the arena and into a room dedicated to the mages in charge of creating the barrier. When we entered, we saw many people who were exhausted and some were sitting down to recover while drinking mana-boosting potions. It turned out that such a barrier cost them a lot of mana. These wizards have an average strength slightly weaker than the archdemon. The gap between the strength of humans and demons is quite large. We looked around and the atmosphere here seemed to be a little calmer when we arrived. Maybe they were wary of our arrival. Since we were with these three witches, I thought it would be okay. A few moments later, we arrived in front of a door. The door itself had a sound barrier and was enchanted with protective magic. This must be their leader's space. After that, one of the people guarding the door blocked our way. Guard. Who are they? Strangers are not allowed near this room. Which one? They are people invited by Clarisama. After that, the guard stepped aside so we could continue. Which one? Before you enter, can you please put your weapons here for safety? After that, I put the Tempest sword on a stand and Ralph put his sword down as well. Which one? Thank you for your attention. After that, the wizard opened the magic seal on the door and knocked on it. Have they arrived? Which one? They are already here, Clarisama. It seemed like the person speaking inside was their leader. Claire. Okay, tell them to come in. After that, this witch opened the door for us. Which one? You may enter. We went inside and here, we saw two women and one man. One of the women had magical powers slightly stronger than the Demon Duke, and she must be the leader. The other two people had strength almost on par with the Demon Duke. The leader or her name is Claire sat on a chair and her two subordinates stood behind her. Claire, please sit down. After that, Ralph and I sat on the chairs in front of them. Rimuru, so, what do you want to ask? Claire, there's no need to rush, rise, please bring our guest some snacks and tea. Claire speaks to a female subordinate behind her named Rise. Rise. Yes, Clarisama. Rise went to another room and opened the door. When he opened the door, I felt that behind the door there was teleportation magic that connected to another room. It seems very practical to use and looks like a door to anywhere. Maybe after he finishes asking us, I'll ask about the procedure for making it. This will be a major breakthrough in the development of technology in my world one day. Claire, your match was great. Ralph, thank you, Clarisama. Ralph said that while scratching the back of his head. I smiled and nodded slowly at Claire. Claire, by the way, what magic did you cast yesterday, participant Rimuru? Yesterday. If I recall, I only used the skill Imaginary Punch and put my magic into it. Ah, Veldora punch. I think he asked me about this. Could it be that he had a suspicion that I had a connection with the Longunseen dragon race? Or perhaps, he suspected that I was a dragonoid. Let's ask that later. Rimuru. Ah, that magic it's a magic I created myself. Claire, do you have any relation to the dragon race? As I expected he would suspect me of having ties to the dragon race. Rimuru. No, you might not believe it, but I actually created that magic myself. Master, I detect lie detection magic from Claire, do you want to block it? Rimuru. No need, besides I don't have anything to hide except my true identity. Yes, Master. Claire studied me for a few moments and then stopped. A few moments later, Rise came in carrying 3 cups of tea and some aristocratic snacks. Claire, thank you, Rise. Rise nodded and returned to stand behind Claire. Claire, please eat. Claire took a cup of tea and drank it. After Claire drank the tea, she put it back on the table and looked back at us. Claire, I'll get straight to the point. After that, Claire took out a crystal ball containing my barrier and placed it on the table. Claire, which one of you made this barrier? I don't think I have anything to hide about this. Rimuru, I made it. After that, Ralph looked surprised and whispered to me. Ralph, hey, is it okay to tell him? Rimuru, it's okay. Claire observed me while using lie detector magic. When he finished observing me, he looked surprised. Claire, I'll say this once, do you want to join the wizard army? Wow, he speaks straight to the point, huh? Ralph also looked very surprised when Claire invited me personally. His 2 subordinates also looked surprised. But I better refuse it. I don't want to work for the government or anything like that. If that's the case, I'll be a corporate slave again. I do not like it. I prefer freedom. Rimuru, sorry, but I refuse. Ralph became more shocked than before and whispered to me. Ralph, are you serious? The leader of the magic army invited you personally. I sent a thought transmission to Ralph. Rimuru, why should I accept his invitation? I won't be here long anyway. Quote. Ralph, this voice. Rimuru, ah, so you will leave this world. Quote. A few moments later, Claire finally opened her mouth again. Claire, are you sure? Rimuru, ya, aku yakin. Claire, I see, then that's too bad, but thank you for protecting the audience from the mana explosion the participants created. Can you create that barrier again the next time a big explosion happens? Of course we'll pay you. Rimuru, payment. I don't need something like that, even if you don't pay me, I will still make that barrier. I did want to take the offer to get paid for breaking the barrier, but I also felt guilty. I feel that way because every explosion that occurs is caused by people I gave strong skills to, and that includes myself. Therefore, I cannot take advantage of it. Claire, you are very generous, thank you very much. After that, Claire lowered her head along with her 2 subordinates. Rimuru, please raise your head, I'm doing this because I have to. After that, Claire raised her head with a smile. Claire, I want to ask you a few things, would you like to listen? Ask. I better send a thought transmission to Cordelia to look after Elaine because I won't be home soon. I say, Cordelia. Quote. Cordelia, Rimuru, are you done? What did the leader of the Magic Corps talk to you about? Quote. Rimuru, we'll talk later, for now take care of Elaine, I'll be here with Ralph for a long time. Quote. Cordelia, huh, okay. Quote. After that, I turned off the thought transmission. Rimuru, I have plenty of time. Claire, thank you. Actually, I wanted to ask you to teach them both about your magic, would you mind teaching them for a week? Claire talked about the 2 people behind her. Teach them. Rimuru, teach me, okay. Claire, of course we will give you a place to teach them. Maybe it would be okay to teach them how to use magic best. The power gap between humans and demons must be reduced so that the human race is not always oppressed when the demon race attacks. But, if I teach them skills in my world, will it work? The concept of this world is different from my world, and also, the 2 of them seem to have evolved into grand humans. I can't give them the skills that exist in my world, but maybe I'll teach them how to use magic and control it. For that, Sealson is the best to teach them. Rimuru, Seal, will you teach them? Quote. I can, but I can only teach them about control and imagination. I can't give them the skills that exist in the master world. Rimuru, it's okay. Quote, normally, I can only evolve creatures that have evolved one level higher or have not evolved yet because they are still not bound by the concept of this world. However, they had both evolved 2 levels and that made them tied to the concept of this world. Unlike Cordelia and the others that I have evolved. When I evolved them, they were still at the high human level of evolution and were not yet bound by the concepts of this world. But, what about teaching them the skills that exist in this world? Will that work? Rimuru, if I give them skills that exist in this world and I strengthen them, will it work? Quote, it can be done. Maybe I will give you the strongest skill that exists in this world. Rimuru, I will do it. Claire, thank you, then, come to the Magic Troop Training Hall this afternoon, we will be waiting for you. After that, I stood up and left from there. I thought I'd take a short walk while waiting for the afternoon to get darker. Soar, Master, it's getting late, stop eating and do your work. Rimuru, it's already evening. Quote, I looked up and the sun was shining with a slight orange color, indicating that it was already evening. Rimuru, thank goodness you reminded me. Quote, I finished my meal quickly and teleported to the location Claire had given me. When we got there, we saw a large building with barriers around it. When I arrived, there were 2 doormen who were surprised to see me coming. They immediately got into fighting stances by pointing their wands at me. Guard 1, who are you? Guard 2, what did you do just now, moving places? I raised both my hands to shoulder height. Rimuru, calm down, I only came because of a promise. Guard 1, promise. What is your promise? Say it. Rimuru, well, you may not believe this, but I was invited by your leader to help with the training. Guard 2, Clarisama. Wait a moment, I'll check whether it's true or not. After that, the second guard took the notebook and turned it over. Guard 2, it seems like he was really invited by Clarisama. The second guard put his book back and both guards bowed towards me. Guard 1 and 2, forgive us for stopping you. They both apologized in unison. Rimuru, it's okay. After that, they got up and opened the entrance to the building. When I got inside, I saw a lot of people practicing magic. Their average strength is below that of an archdemon. They are quite strong. When I came, many people were paying attention to me. I heard some things like this. Hey, look at that, he's Rimuru. When you look at her closer, she's more beautiful. I decided to ignore them and continued walking following the person guiding me. As I was walking, suddenly we were blocked by someone who was part of the troops. Guide, what are you doing? Don't get in Rimurudono's way. I want to fight him. Driver, how cheeky. After that, the guide suddenly tried to shoot magic at this person. I clenched my fist while coating it with magic and threw my punch towards the magic circle created by the guide. In an instant, the magic circle shattered, leaving the driver shocked. Rimuru, it's okay, I also want to see his strength, it seems like he's the strongest here. I can feel great magic from him. If you look closely, his strength is on a level stronger than the archdemon and is slightly closer to Claire's subordinate. Rimuru, Seal, what is your evolution level? Quote, the Pritz individual has the grand human evolution level and is a little closer to evolving into a human lord. A little more evolution. Rimuru, then, how do you evolve? Quote, from the start, I was curious about how creatures in this world evolved. They evolved by using dense mana and places that have a lot of mana. Humans in this world must process the mana they absorb to repair, strengthen and cleanse all parts of their bodies so they can withstand the burden of evolution to a higher level. Rimuru, I see. Quote, it was no surprise that he was acting like this with his strength almost as strong as a human lord. Maybe he watched my match with Ralph and wanted to try to beat me. Driver, are you okay Rimurudono? Rimuru, yes, after all he challenged me to a fight and I will accept. Pritz, thank you miss, my name is Pritz and I already know your name. How do you know? Disgusting person. Why is this person being rude and calling me miss? Judging from his magical power, this person was at a level almost equal to Claire's subordinates I saw this afternoon. After that, we walked towards the middle of the arena that had been cleared for us to fight. The people who were training stopped their training and moved out of the arena so that we could fight easily without any obstacles. When we were about to fight I heard some chatter from the people around. Look, Pritsan is going to challenge Rimuru. Who will win? Isn't Pritsan the strongest here? Yes, I'm afraid Rimuru will suffer a big attack from him. Don't worry about me. You better worry about this Prits. You may need major medical assistance to reconnect his entire body. No, I'm just kidding. I'll just beat him until he passes out, no more, no less. We arrived at the center of the arena. Guide, I will be the referee. After that, Prits and I walked apart from each other and stopped after taking a certain distance. Guide, I hereby declare. Begin. After the guide gave the signal, Prits immediately shot a medium-sized fireball at me. I channeled a little of my magic power into my hand and clenched it. As the fireball approached me, I punched it until it shattered and exploded. A moment later, Prits shot several magically created rock fragments at me. I drew my sword and cut through the smoke that was blocking my vision until it disappeared. As the rocks approached me, I cut through them all by adding a little magic to my sword. Prits, you're great too. Rimuru, thank you, your magic is also great, but are you sure that by setting a trap above my head, you will win? I said that while pointing up and saw dozens of fire arrows above me aiming at me. Prits, doesn't this mean checkmate? Rimuru, I'm not sure about that. Prits, in a situation like that, you can still be calm, be prepared to get a little burnt, miss. After that, Prits dropped all the fire arrows and aimed them at me. Rimuru, gluttony. I raised my hand up and used the skill gluttony to devour all the fire arrows. Instantly, everyone was shocked because a purple whirlpool appeared in my palm and devoured all of Prits's fire arrows. A moment later, Prits's fire arrow disappeared. Prits, what kind of magic is that? Rimuru, just a devouring magic, don't worry about it. Prits, so you can take that little attack but, how about this? After that, Prits created a large fireball mixed with earth magic and made it into a lava ball. Prits, fire blaze. Prits shot his lava at me. I channeled a little of my magic into my sword and condensed it. Rimuru, dead end rainbow. My sword blade changed color into a dazzling rainbow. I stabbed the lava ball until it exploded and caused some lava splashes to spread in all directions. I wasn't too worried about myself because I had multi-layer barrier, but the audience was the one who was worried about me. It is possible that they will be hit by the lava splashes and cause some injuries on their bodies. When I wanted to create a barrier that would protect the audience, suddenly a barrier appeared before me and protected the audience. Claire, stop this fight. I looked towards the exit and there was Claire. The magic wave from this barrier was the same as Claire's. Was he watching the game or just rushing over here as fast as he could to see what was happening? It was true that the magic that Prits cast was quite powerful and perhaps Claire felt it too. I put my sword back in. Prits also stopped using his powers and walked towards the audience. Claire, back to training. After that, all the audience around us stopped watching and started practicing again. Claire walked over to me. Rimuru, sorry Clairayson, I'm a bit late. Claire, no, I'm the one who apologizes because my subordinate was rude to you. Please don't think badly of Prits, even though he is like that, he is not a bad person. It is just, Rimuru, just that. Claire, it's just that he's a fighting maniac and always wants to fight strong people. Fight maniac. I remember someone whose attitude was similar to Prits. Come to think of it, who among my acquaintances likes to fight? Redhead Guy. If I recall, Guy always invited me to duel after the war against the Angel and Yuki. Even after 1 year past fighting Yuki, he said something like this. I have no intention of fighting a battle I can't win, like that. But in the end, he always challenged me to a duel and it really bothered me. When I was bored and fed up, I accepted his challenge and he used his ultimate skill, Abyss God Nodens, to copy my ultimate skill, Void God Azathoth. Ultimate skill, Abyss God Nodens, he got after his ultimate skill, Prideful King Lucifer, evolved while fighting Yuki. In the end, he couldn't copy my skill because he was blocked by Seal. Even without Ciel's help, he still wouldn't be able to copy my skill because the main ability of this skill is nothingness or emptiness. At least after 11 years of challenging me, he only managed to imitate primitive magic and become slightly stronger than Yuki. Even so, he still couldn't defeat me in Diablo. You may not believe me, but Diablo is stronger than Guy because of me. I have the skill, Reactive Evolution, which makes me stronger 2 times every day. Since Diablo directly inherited my power upon being named, he also grows stronger little by little every day. Speaking of inheriting abilities, Zejin and Apito also grew stronger over time as they grew faster than my other subordinates because when I saved them, I used some of my body parts to heal them. Perhaps Apito has become the second strongest after Zejin in the labyrinth and is invincible. Their defense is also greatly increased, but clearly, Zejin has a stronger defense than Myth God class, but still below Genesis class. Apito has also reached the limit of his growth and his body has reached Myth God class defense. My other subordinates also did not want to lose and strengthened themselves each for 10 years. And my strongest subordinates haven't changed at all, with the first position being Diablo, Zejin and Benimaru. Because of that, I locked the Reactive Evolution skill with CL's help so that my subordinates' growth could be controlled. However, I couldn't completely lock the skill and could only block the power that increased 2 times a day. I will only open it when fighting an enemy who is truly capable of defeating me. Rimuru. Somehow I remember someone. I mumbled a little unintentionally and was heard by Claire. Claire, did you say something? Rimuru. No, forget it. If so, where are they? Claire, come with me, they are training in a special area. Rimuru. Yeah. Claire walked away and I followed her. The guide behind me had also left me along with Claire. Rimuru. Hey Clairacen, why are we training in a special room? Claire. So that the magic you cast can be contained and not destroyed too many places. Rimuru. I see, how strong is that special space? Claire. Don't worry, the defense is guaranteed. Moreover, we made it with the addition of several powerful defensive artifacts and have the ability to reduce the impact of released magic. Rimuru. Artifact. Hey Seal, can that artifact really withstand my attack? Quote. The artifacts they installed have power equivalent to Legend class, and as a result of the fusion of several artifacts they installed, its defensive power has increased and become equivalent to Myth God class. The artifacts they installed also had powers that disrupted magic that were stronger than Charybdis skills. However, the master must refrain from destroying the place. Rimuru. Then, what skill should I use so as not to destroy the place too much? Quote. At most, the master can only use the skill White Nova 3 times so as not to destroy the place. Rimuru. What about Gluttonious Nova? Quote. If master casts the skill Gluttonious Nova, the impact will wipe out this city in one hit and leave behind a huge magicule leak. Without me realizing, that skill was really dangerous for me to use. Luckily when I fought the Gluttonious Dragon, I stopped it before it hit anything. Next time, I will use this skill for a fight in an open place where there is no one around. A few moments later, we arrived at the training room and there, we saw Rise and Kristoff dueling. They looked at us and after that, they stopped their fight and walked towards us. Claire, you will train with Rimuru, I will supervise your training. Kristoff and Rise. Okay, Clarisama. They both looked at me and bowed their heads slightly. Kristoff and Rise, please help me, Rimuru dono. Rimuru, alright, let's get started. Claire walked away from us and sat on the sidelines, watching over our training. I think it's okay to take magic training tools from imaginary space here. After all, it was only the 3 of them here. I opened the imaginary space storage dimension gap in front of me and took out 2 tables and 2 magic training tools. When they saw me using spatial magic, they looked surprised. I also felt that Claire was a little surprised too. Kristoff. Rimuru dono. Kristoff suddenly raised his hand and called me. I feel uncomfortable when I'm called with the ending, dono. Rimuru. Don't call me that, call me Rimuru-sensei. Kristoff. Rimuru-sensei, what magic did you use just now? Rimuru. Just storage space magic. Rise suddenly raised her head. His hands too. Rise. Rimuru-sensei, how much stuff can sensei's space storage hold? Rimuru. Just call it unlimited, I also keep a house in my storage space. Believe it or not, I keep a house inside imaginary space. The house was neither too big nor too small and the entire foundation was made of wood. There is no electricity and it can only be lit using light stones activated using magic. Over the past 20 years, Vesta, Shinji, Ramirez and the research team have been improving the performance of the light stone. At first, Shinji proposed to make an electric light and eventually, they tried to make one. Several months passed as they started trying to make a lamp, they were unsuccessful in making it. So, Vesta tries to propose to improve the performance of the light stone. They started research again to improve the light stone and a few months later, they succeeded in improving it. The light stone now only requires a little magic and its lighting can also be adjusted to be dim or bright to the maximum. They looked shocked and Claire was as shocked as they were. They didn't seem to believe me. Should I show them the house I always bring when I go camping? Rimuru, don't you believe it? Kristoff, no, it's just. Rimuru, yes, I understand. Logically speaking, storage magic couldn't possibly store a house, but look at this. I moved my hand to the side slightly upwards and opened imaginary space, then took out the house that I always carried with me everywhere. Instantly, a wooden house appeared where I pointed my hand and they looked even more surprised than before. Kristoff just gaped when he saw the wooden house. Rise, unbelievable, Sensei is even able to maintain a house this big. I took back the wooden house and put it inside the imaginary space. Rimuru, alright, let's start the training. Rimuru's POV ending. Well, as usual, Rimuru set his magic tools marker to a very low level. He also slightly increased the explosive power of his magic tools. Before they began their training, Rimuru told them to keep their arrows on the marker and not more or less. He also said that the magic tool would explode when it had too much magic energy or too little magic energy. They begin their training and repeatedly destroy Rimuru's magic tools. They practiced until night and finally they finished their practice. Kristoff managed to maintain his magic tool for 8 seconds and Rise managed to maintain her magic tool for 7 seconds. After they finished training, Rimuru returned to the inn to rest. Morning. Rimuru POV. I opened my eyes and stretched my body a little. Rimuru, HOAAAAMM, good morning Seal. Good morning Master. I got up from my bed and walked to the window. Cecilia and Elaine are currently still asleep. Should I wake them both up? I opened the window to let the sunlight into the house. Rimuru, wake up, it's morning already. Elaine, 10 more minutes. Is Elaine delirious? Cecilia also seemed to be awake. Cecilia, good morning Rimuru-sama. Rimuru, good morning. Cecilia grabbed Elaine's shoulders and shook her. Cecilia, Elaine, wake up, it's morning. A few moments later, Elaine opened her eyes and woke up. Elaine, yes Elaine will wake up. Rimuru, get ready, I'll wake Cordelia up first. I took out a dress that was Elaine's size and gave it to Elaine. Rimuru, wear this. Elaine, okay Onichan. I walked towards the exit of the room, then exited the room. Skip. Finally, after some of the usual activities that we always go through every day in the morning, we are here, at the arena to watch the match between Cornelia and Friel. Right now, I'm sitting with Cordelia, Ralph, Cecilia and Elaine. Ryuto and his friends are also here. When I met him, I was a little surprised. Ryuto is also accompanied by someone who claims to be Elaine's older sister and the first princess of the Lanuvale Kingdom. Let's go back tens of minutes. 18 minutes ago. Rimuru POV. After we had breakfast, we prepared to head to the arena to watch today's match. When we left the inn, we met Ryuto and the others along with someone I didn't recognize. Rimuru, Ryuto. What are you doing here? Ryuto, Rimuru. Wow, what a coincidence we met here, I was looking for you. Looking for me? What is he looking for me for? Rimuru, looking for me. For what? Ryuto, we want to ask for your help in finding my friend's younger brother. After that, a woman who had the same hair color as Elaine walked up to Ryuto's side. Elise, nice to meet you, I am Elise, the first princess of the Lanuvale Kingdom. Rimuru, ah, I'm Rimuru Tempest, nice to meet you, then what do you want? Elise, I personally ask for your help in finding my sister Elaine who disappeared a few days ago. Elaine, he's looking for Elaine. Ryuto, how about Rimuru? Will you help us? Rimuru, okay, I'll help you guys. Then, do you remember your sister's characteristics? Elise, thank you Rimuru-san. Rimuru, just call me Rimuru. Master, the individual Elise has a magic wave similar to Elaine. Rimuru, Really? Quote. Yes, that's correct. Elise, my sister is 7 years old, she has light blue eyes and shoulder-length blonde hair. Have you ever seen Rimuru? Rimuru, Elaine, are you looking for Elaine? Elise, yes. Rimuru, wait a minute. I walked back into the inn. Elaine is seen waiting for Cordelia, who is paying the rent for the room. Rimuru, Elaine, do you know someone named Elise? Elaine, yes, Elise is Onichan, Elaine is Onichan. Rimuru, then, hurry up and come out, your brother is waiting for you. Elaine, really? Elaine got off the bench. Elaine will take a look first. After that, he walked towards the exit and I decided to follow him. As Elaine opened the door, a few moments later Elise came and hugged her while shedding a few tears. Elise, Elaine, where have you been? Sob. I was worried you got lost. Elaine, Onichan. Elise, yes, this is your Onichan. Elaine, Onichan. After that, there was a reunion that looked touching for a few moments. And that's how we met. Currently, Cornelia is in the arena and the match will start in a few moments. I have also created a barrier to withstand excessive attacks as requested by Clareson. When I created the barrier, the wizards noticed me and they were very surprised when I created the barrier. It seems true that they can't create a barrier this strong on their own. For Elaine, she was sitting on Elise's lap. I'm glad they finally met again. Ryuto, isn't this a coincidence? You found Elaine while we were looking for her. Rimuru, how many days have you been looking for him? Ryuto, we started our journey to find Elaine 4 days ago and we arrived here last night. 4 days. Elaine was missing for almost a week and they only started looking for her 4 days ago. It seems like they started their search around the kingdom first. Rimuru, is that so? Then, didn't Elaine disappear for almost a week? Ryuto, that's true, but we started our journey while stopping by several nearby villages in hopes of finding Elaine along the way. Rimuru, so that's how it is. Aslan, alright, without wasting any more time, the match begins. While we were talking a bit, Aslan started the game. Rimuru's POV ending. The match between Cornelia and Friel had begun after Aslan gave the signal. Friel fired dozens of fist-sized water bullets at Cornelia as soon as Aslan started the match. The water bullets fired by Friel have high speed. Cornelia swiftly shot a medium-sized fireball to counter Friel's attack. Both of their attacks collided and created an explosion of smoke. Because Cornelia's magic power was stronger than Friel's, her fireballs continued to rush towards Friel and lost a little of their heat after colliding with Friel's water bullets several times. Friel, who saw that, was a little surprised and took out a ball of water that was as big as Cornelia's. Instantly, an explosion of smoke occurred after both of their magics collided. Cornelia quickly made several traps on the arena floor in several places while reinforcing them. Friel sensed that Cornelia had set some traps on the floor, so she flew herself up using wind magic. While on the arena, Friel created dozens of water spears and added wind magic to her water spears to relieve pressure and speed up the movement of her spears. Cornelia, who felt that, quickly created dozens of fire spears using the ultimate skill, Charity King Raggle. Friel added her magical power to her water spear and shot it towards Cornelia at high speed. Cornelia immediately used her fire spear to fight Friel's water spears one by one. Their dozens of magics collided with each other and created several smoke explosions. They continued to exchange attacks instead of looking for an opening to attack each other. Friel deliberately showed a gap to trick Cornelia. Cornelia, who saw this, immediately shot her focused fire spear towards Friel without paying attention to her surroundings. Without him realizing, all the spears he shot at Friel were weakened and some of them were successfully removed by Friel's water spear. Friel smiled as she created dozens of water spears that were stronger than before that were aimed at Cornelia, then threw them at Cornelia at the speed of sound. Cornelia didn't have time to dodge, but continued her attack towards Friel while creating a barrier around her to block Friel's attack. Friel quickly created a defense made from a mixture of water and wind magic and created an ice wall. At the same time, Friel shot all of her water spears towards Cornelia. Cornelia's attack hit Friel's ice wall and stopped because its attack power had been reduced. Friel's water spears moved extremely fast towards Cornelia and hit the barrier she created around her from all directions. Little by little, Cornelia's barrier began to erode and crack as her concentration on her mana decreased due to being faced with a situation like this. Moments later, Cornelia's barrier was destroyed and at the same time, Cornelia created a wall of fire around her to evaporate the water spears fired by Friel. Several water spears flew towards Cornelia and some of them managed to injure, cut and even stab Cornelia's body. Cornelia. I didn't think your attack would be this strong. Cornelia spoke while healing the parts of her body that were injured in various places. Friel. That's just a small part of my power, don't be surprised. Cornelia. I wouldn't be surprised if I faced the Ice Witch. Friel. Ha 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 ha, stop that nickname embarrasses me. After finishing healing, Cornelia started launching her attacks again towards Friel. Friel used wind magic to fly himself higher into the sky. When she reached the sky, Friel snapped her fingers and a giant ice meteor was created that was bigger than the arena and came flying down towards Cornelia. Even though the meteor is made of ice, its defense is not to be underestimated and is capable of destroying the entire arena in one hit. Cornelia didn't want to lose and created a white and red magic circle in front of her palm that aimed at the ice meteor. Friel added wind magic to speed up the movement of her meteor and bring it down. Instantly, the ice meteors fell faster than before. Cornelia. White Nova. A few moments later, Cornelia finally finished preparing her magic circle and just like before, a ball the size of a rather large marble appeared and descended into Cornelia's palm. The meteor was about to hit Cornelia, but at the same time, the small white ball had touched Cornelia's palm and instantly, an equally large laser of light appeared and stopped the ice meteor from falling. Cornelia. Cornelia added her magic power into White Nova, then its thrust increased in strength. Friel. I think it's time to get serious. Friel snapped his fingers once again and an ice meteor appeared that was bigger than the one he had previously released. He also added wind magic to increase his falling speed. Cornelia. What? It's so big. I'm not sure if I can win against it. Quote. The ice meteor immediately hit the ice meteor that was clashing with Cornelia's magic. Cornelia seemed to be having a hard time keeping her meteor from falling and kept adding her magic power into White Nova. Rimuru. Cornelia, use the skill I gave you. Quote. Suddenly, Rimuru sent a thought transmission to Cornelia. Cornelia. Is it okay? You know that the explosive power is very large, right? Quote. Rimuru. Don't worry, I'll hold back the excessive effect so as not to destroy this entire place. Quote. Cornelia. Alright, I believe you, Rimuru. Quote. Cornelia began to add her magic power while using the ultimate skill, Charity King Raggle, and replacing White Nova. Instantly, the laser of light emitted by Cornelia turned into a very powerful and large fire laser. Friel's ice meteor shattered and exploded due to its incredibly powerful destructive power. It didn't stop there, Cornelia's fire laser continued to move and destroyed the second ice meteor behind her and moved very quickly towards Friel. Friel quickly ran away from where he was flying to avoid being hit by Cornelia's attack while creating a barrier around him to avoid being hit by the heat of the fire laser. Friel was not completely successful in avoiding Cornelia's attack and her hand was burned. Cornelia's fire laser continued upwards and hit nothing. Worried, Cornelia sent a thought transmission to Rimuru. Cornelia. Rimuru, why didn't you block that attack? What if it hit someone else? Quote. Rimuru. If I block your attack, it will explode and kill everyone here. Quote. Cornelia. Oh. Cornelia's fire laser penetrated the clouds and turned the previously windy and somewhat overcast day into a rainy one. There was also a hole in the clouds in the sky. Friel. URKK, you have this much power, I'm really surprised. Cornelia. Thank you, but that attack used up a lot of mana, and now, my mana is only half left. Friel. Me too, this is the first time I've fought a wizard as strong as you. Cornelia. It seems, the nickname of Ice Witch is fitting for you. They both smiled at each other. Friel heals his injured hand. Cornelia took a deep breath due to exhaustion after expending so much mana. Cornelia. I failed to trap him, and now the trap is gone. I have to find another plan. Quote. Cornelia kept racking her brain for a plan that might work against Friel. While Cornelia was still thinking, Friel created dozens of ice spears all over the arena that were aimed at Cornelia. Cornelia created 4 layers of fire walls around her to block Friel's attack. Friel launched the hardened ice spear very quickly as he ran towards the wall of fire that Cornelia had created. Because she was surrounded by walls, Cornelia couldn't see her surroundings and could only remain silent while thinking about her next plan. Cornelia finally got a plan. "Cornelia, it might be a little dangerous, but I'll try." Quote. One by one Friel's ice spears hit Cornelia's wall of fire and some of them managed to penetrate one wall, but eventually evaporated because the heat generated by Cornelia was so great. Cornelia maintained her wall of fire while creating 2 smaller red and white magic circles on both of her hands. Cornelia used more of her magic to increase the explosive power of White Nova. As for Friel, he flew himself upwards. While in the sky, Friel snapped her fingers once again and created an ice meteor just as large as the one she had last time. This time, Friel used a quarter of her mana to strengthen the hardness of the ice meteor she created. Friel dropped her ice meteor towards Cornelia, who was still preparing her magic circle. When the ice meteor was close to Cornelia, at the same time the magic circle that Cornelia had created was ready and she used it while preparing as if she wanted to throw something upwards. Cornelia. White Nova. 2 small white balls were created and Cornelia threw them towards the ice meteor. Friel, who was almost out of magic, slightly reduced his use of magic to fly and he descended slightly. As Cornelia's 2 White Nova hit Friel's ice, the 2 balls suddenly exploded with great force. Unlike before, this time, White Nova was not a laser, but a massive explosion. The blast collided with Friel's ice. Friel's ice was quickly destroyed by the explosion and grew larger. Cornelia. I didn't consider it would turn out like this. Quote. The explosion started to grow bigger and caused both participants to be thrown and hit by the explosion produced by Cornelia. At the same time, they were both thrown out of the arena. Aslan. Wow. Contestant Cornelia was able to fight evenly against the Ice Witch. And now, they were both knocked out of the arena at the same time. I don't know who fell first, but I hereby declare it a draw. All the audience cheered and some were disappointed because their fight only lasted for a short time. A moment later, a giant mass of energy that made everyone shudder in fear headed towards the arena at the speed of sound. Rimuru Pav. As I was sitting, suddenly a huge mass of energy came towards here at the speed of sound and increasing every moment. Master, a giant mass of energy is coming here at the speed of sound. It is estimated that this creature is stronger than Guy Crimson. It is certain that this mass of energy is the Demon King Argos Vandora himself. Rimuru. What? Damn, I was unprepared. What is the Demon King doing here? Quote. I moved towards the unconscious Cornelia and Friel at the speed of light to save them both. A mass of energy this large would definitely be able to destroy the barrier I created. I quickly carried the 2 of them and the wizards who were around the arena. After that, I took them all to a safe place so that nothing unwanted would happen. Moments later, Argos landed in the middle of the arena, destroying the entire arena due to his strong footing. As I suspected, my barrier wasn't strong enough to withstand Argos' power. I didn't mix the energy of nothingness into the barrier I created, that's why he was able to destroy it. But, I didn't expect him to be able to destroy the universal barrier. Rimuru. He looks a lot like Guy. Quote. The way he descended into the arena was the same as Guy's when he first came to Tempest to check on the birth of several true demon lords in Tempest. Damn, at that time I was quite annoyed because he destroyed the Colosseum we made. Many people were puzzled by the appearance of an unknown person in the middle of a fight. There are only a few people who are very frightened by the appearance of this creature. A few moments later, the smoke caused by the dust flying after Argos destroyed the arena cleared and revealed his figure. He appeared along with the fire surrounding him, which was very hot. When I looked around, many people were running out of the arena in panic and fear when they saw the creature in the middle of the arena. Rimuru, Cordelia, quickly take them away and ask for help from the others, then get away from here as far as possible. Quote. Cordelia. No way, I'll help you fight him. Quote. Rimuru. No, this person, no, this creature is the Demon King Argos Vandora, let me hold him. Quote. Cordelia. Okay, I understand, just take care of yourself. Quote. Rimuru. Of course, I won't lose. Quote. Master, it is estimated that Demon King Argos has a body that is slightly stronger than a Genesis-class weapon. Rimuru. What? Genesis? You're not kidding, right? Quote. No. After hearing CL's statement, I felt that it would be a bit difficult to fight him with the Sin series weapons and the Tempest sword without Veldora in it. Argos. It's been a long time since I've been to the human world, I feel great magic being released here. So he came here because he noticed the abnormal magic explosion. After that, Argos looked at me and was a little surprised. Argos. Who? I didn't think we would meet here. Rimuru. Yeah, I didn't expect you to come here either, Demon King. Argos. For a human who was able to kill Orion, Egokaros and Durandal, you are quite amazing for not running away from me. Rimuru. Run. Why should I run? I drew my sword from its sheath while taking out the container of sins and transformed it into its gluttonous sword form. Rimuru. Damn, if only I had Veldora, the situation wouldn't be this complicated. Quote. Who I am, did you call me Rimuru? Quote. Suddenly, I heard a familiar voice in my ears. Rimuru. V. Veldora. You're still alive. Quote. Veldora. Kuahahaha, of course I'm alive, did you forget that I have you as, what's that called? Back up. Quote. Rimuru. Then, why don't you talk? Quote. Veldora. It was very tiring you know, when we took you away, I used almost all my magical energy to create a gate to send you to another world and that made the clone body you created disappear, and when on the interdimensional journey, I used all my magical power and used some of my life energy to protect you from the friction of the overly dense magical energy when you were unconscious. And finally, I lost all my magic power and had to recover it while sleeping. Phew, that was tiring you know. Quote. Rimuru. Then, why didn't Seal tell me? Quote. Veldora's true dragon core has been greatly weakened and I need to repair it to return it to its original state. Sorry for not telling the master. Rimuru. Well, it's okay, what's important is that I'm glad you're still alive Veldora. Quote. Veldora. Kuahahaha, me too my friend. Quote. Rimuru. Speaking of dragons, is Velgrind also okay? Isn't her true dragon core inside my body? Quote. Velgrind's individual true dragon core is still under repair. Rimuru. I see, so, Veldora, would you like to enter the Tempest sword and help me? Quote. Veldora. Of course my friend. Quote. Veldora entered my sword and transformed the Tempest sword into the Veldora sword which has power equal to a Genesis-class weapon. Argos. I feel a huge amount of magic suddenly entering the sword, this is getting more interesting. Hey human, tell me your name. Argos gave off a huge aura of intimidation. With an aura this big, there would probably be panic and madness around here. I released Great Demon Lord Haki to cover the intimidating aura emitted by Argos. Argos was a little surprised when I covered his intimidating aura with my own. Argos. You were even able to remove my intimidating aura. I haven't been this happy in a long time. Hey you. Join the devil's side. I will give you the position as my right hand. Rimuru. I refuse. Argos raised his eyebrows. Argos. Then. Suddenly, Argos was in front of me while using his very powerful magic to hit me. Argos. Die. At the speed of sound, Argos swung his fist towards my face. No matter how long it takes, I will not be able to match this person's physical strength. Unless I let go of my restraints, but that would be a disaster. Therefore, I can only rely on Veldora, Seal and my two swords to survive. I parried Argos's fist using the blade of the Veldora sword. Instantly, the arena behind me was destroyed because the wind effect he caused was very strong. As I expected, to withstand an attack as powerful as this, I had to use my magical energy to reduce the impact. Argos was a little surprised when I blocked his attack. Argos. You can even withstand my attack. This is getting interesting. I'll take that power of yours and make it mine. Suddenly, Argos spread his black wings with a red aura and burning fire around them. Argos. Come, my servant. As Argos said that, 3 people appeared who had powers on par with true demon lords. Even one of them has power equal to Milam. This is bad, I'm not sure I can win if I don't use all my strength. I have to take them somewhere else. The 3 people who were called by Argos knelt before him as if they didn't care about my presence here. You called us, Argos-sama. Argos. Go and rage as much as you like. After Argos ordered them, the 3 of them immediately left in different directions. Rimuru. I won't let you. When I wanted to go to stop the 3 of them, Argos suddenly stopped me. Argos. You stay here and see the consequences of refusing my orders. Rimuru. Don't bother me. I swung the Veldora sword towards Argos, neck while coating it with a bit of void energy. Argos quickly increased his strength while taking out a very powerful sword. He parried my sword using his own sword. As our swords collided, a huge wind followed by an explosion of magical energy was created around us. The explosion destroyed the place below us. The day that had been raining suddenly stopped and we saw the clouds above us parting irregularly. I don't have to worry about any casualties from our fight because Seal has protected them using Universal Barrier. Argos. Very impressive. How long has it been since I felt this pressure since challenging that bastard? You are indeed attractive. You are my stepping stone to world domination. Argos created hundreds of magic circles that surrounded the 2 of us. After that, he immediately teleported himself away from me. Argos. Hades' hand. Instantly, a spatial rift opened in front of the hundreds of magic circles Argos had created and a black hand emerged. Argos. Take its power for me. Argos pointed his palm towards me while ordering all the black hands to attack me. All the black hands moved towards me at a speed that exceeded the speed of sound. To me who used thought acceleration 10 million times, they looked extremely slow. I transformed the gluttonous sword into the envious shite as fast as I could while flowing void energy. When I imbue this weapon with magic, its power will soar to God class. But, I have never tried to channel the energy of emptiness. There might be a disaster if I swing it down. All those hands surrounded me in all directions. I took a stance to slash all the black hands by placing my large scythe to the side. After that, I swung it and made all the black hands and hundreds of magic circles created by Argos crumble. I immediately moved at the speed of light towards Argos while trying to slash his neck. When I arrived in front of Argos, he was smiling widely. Argos. You got it. Master, get out of here quickly. I immediately moved away from Argos at the speed of light, and as I was moving away from him, I saw a very large wide open mouth moving from the front side of Argos. Rimuru. Damn, what the heck was that? That was really dangerous. Quote. Limited information. Argos. TCH, you could have avoided that one too, huh? Rimuru. That's not hard to avoid. Argos. And that scythe, ha. So all this time the remaining power of sin was in you, huh? Rimuru. How does he know about it? Does he have it too? Quote. Yes master, the individual Argos has 3 Sin Series powers and one of his subordinates also has 1 Sin Series power. Argos has the power of greed, sloth and pride. And his subordinate who is a vampire that has evolved to the highest level, namely Dimfire, has the power of lust. No wonder he's this strong. It might be difficult, but I don't think I'll lose even if I fight them all at once. If only Velgrind were here, she could definitely help me. I channeled my magical power mixed with void energy into the Veldora sword. Master, it is confirmed that the Veldora sword has evolved into the Storm Blade and has power that exceeds the Genesis class when in combat mode. In normal mode, this sword has become a sword that is stronger than a Myth God class weapon. Argos. Come back my servant. After that, the 3 people who were Argos subordinates returned in front of Argos and knelt down. Argos. I am the Demon King Argos Vandora, and you? Rimuru. Rimuru Tempest, in my world, I am also the Demon King, nice to meet you. Argos. Rimuru, huh? I'll remember that name. After that, I felt that Argos used his magic. I immediately became wary of him. Argos. To all lowly races in this world. I, Demon King Argos Vandora, declare that I will destroy you. So, enjoy the rest of your life as long as possible. After that, Argos teleported to the demon continent followed by his 3 subordinates. Master, it was detected that the Argos individual used his magic to announce to the entire world his declaration of war. Rimuru, I see, it's certain that there will be a big panic. Quote. I dissipated the energy of nothingness and pulled the magic I poured into the Tempest sword. Veldora has also returned to my body. I went down and landed in a place that was already in ruins. This incident claimed quite a lot of victims, especially in the north where Argos, subordinates who had powers equal to Milam were located. Suddenly, Cordelia and the others along with Ralph ran towards me. Cordelia. Rimuru, are you okay? Cordelia immediately held both of my shoulders. Rimuru, it's okay, more importantly, quickly save the injured people, I will heal them. After that, Elizazan walked in front of me. Elise, Rimuru-san, who exactly are you? You even fought evenly with the Demon King. I think it's time to explain things to them. I created a soundproof barrier around us. Rimuru, okay, I'll explain. You may not believe it, but I am the Demon King from another world. Instantly, Elizazan became wary of me. Ryuto and the others were also surprised after hearing my statement. Elise, what is a Demon King like you doing here? Wah. Contrary to my expectations, he accepted it right away. Well, I also expected that he would immediately believe me if I said that. He has some people behind him who are also from another world. Of course he will believe. Rimuru, calm down, I won't hurt you. I came here to seek great power from dimension to dimension in order to revive my world. Ryuto, but, Rimuru-san, aren't you Japanese? Are you lying about that? Rimuru, if it's about Japanese people, I am Japanese, wait a minute. I took out some manga that was inside imaginary space and gave it to Ryuto. Rimuru, look, I've read this manga, do you want to read it? Ryuto, who saw that, was immediately surprised, and so were his friends. Ryuto, FI Final Fantasy 13. This is really Final Fantasy 13. See, can I take it? Rimuru, just take it, I can make it again anyway. Ryuto, ooh, thank you Rimuru-san. Rimuru, Kukuku, now you know that I'm not an evil slime, right? Ryuto, slime, what do you mean? Rimuru, I haven't told you yet. I turned back into my slime form and they looked very surprised. Rimuru, nice to meet you, I'm a slime named Rimuru, I'm not a bad slime. Ryuto and his friends immediately laughed after I said that. While the others did not understand the reason why the four of them were laughing and chose to ignore it. I returned to my human form. Rimuru, now, do you believe me? Elizazan. Elise, okay, sorry for doubting you. Rimuru, it's fine, but besides that, there's something more important. I looked around and this place had been destroyed by my fight with Argos. Rimuru, hey you guys, stop laughing and help me collect all the bodies of the victims of this incident. Ryuto and the others stopped laughing. Ryuto, a corpse, what for? Rimuru, I will revive them. Instantly, Elise, Ryuto and friends were shocked after I said that. Cordelia and the others weren't too surprised when I said that. Rimuru, come on, just gather them all. After that, they all went to various places to collect the bodies. A few tens of minutes later. Rimuru, is this all? Ryuto, yes, this is all. Rimuru, alright, can you guys move away a bit? After that, everyone distanced themselves from me. There are also many people watching me who will bring all these corpses back to life. Rimuru, I'm starting. I used my magical powers to pull back all the souls floating around this city and arrange them in their dead bodies. Everyone watching this looked very shocked and scared as I performed the resurrection ritual. I ignored them and continued with the ritual. Rimuru, Seal, I'm counting on you. Yes, Master. After that, I started the ritual of resurrecting the dead. All their souls slowly entered their bodies as I healed their wounded or broken bodies. All the bodies lying here are completely intact and I put their souls back into their bodies. This process consumes a bit of my magical energy. A few minutes later. Finally, those who had died had fully risen again. Currently, they are in a state of come to your senses. Rimuru, phew, it's finally done, thank you Seal. You're welcome, Master. Rimuru, well, what am I going to do in a place that's in ruins like this? Should I return the time of this place to before it was destroyed? After that, many people talked about me and some of them reminded me of something. Hehe, isn't that Rimuru? He really brought them back to life. Yes, you're right, I feel their magic has returned. Is she a goddess who came down to this world? Cordelia approached me from behind. Cordelia, Rimuru, after this, what will you do? Rimuru, isn't it obvious? I will fight the Demon King. Cordelia, I knew you would be like that. Rimuru, well, from the start, he had what I wanted, so I'll take it. Elise, Rimuru-san, Cordelia-san, would you like to come with me to the Lanuvale Kingdom and meet my father? Rimuru, K. Istanamu. Elise, yes, I personally invite you to meet my father. Rimuru, why should I? Elise, there will probably be an interracial meeting to discuss our actions against the devils, so, I want you to attend that meeting. Rimuru, if I don't mind, how about you Cordelia? Cordelia, I'll come along. Elise, thank you very much. Rimuru, wait a minute, I want to do something. Elise, do what? Rimuru, fix this place. Elise, if that's the case, you don't need to worry, we will immediately send help to repair this city. Cordelia, that's not what Rimuru meant, Eliza's-on. Elise, then what? Cordelia, he intended to turn back the time of this city one day before it was destroyed like this. Rimuru, that's right, so could you please tell everyone in town to leave town while I fix this place? Elise looked silent. Rimuru, hey, can you hear me Eliza's-on? Elise, why I heard you. Rimuru, then, quickly help me evacuate all the residents of this city. Elise, okay, I'll do it. After that, everyone was evacuated by them out of the city. 1 hour later. Finally, after an hour had passed, I could no longer feel the presence of humans in this city. It's time for a fix. I knelt down while touching the ground in front of me with both hands. Rimuru, please help me, Sealson. Quote, yes master. After that, I used the ultimate skill, Spacetime God Yog Sothoth Horts, to return the time of this place to the previous day. Little by little, all the building debris scattered on the streets returned to their original places and merged together. This process took about 3 hours and was finally completed. Rimuru's POV ending. Skip 1 day. The Kingdom of Lanuvale, the throne room. A man was seen sitting on the throne of the Lanuvale Kingdom. He is Reinhard, the king of the Kingdom of Lanuvale. Currently, he was sitting thinking about his second daughter who had disappeared and his first daughter who was looking for her sister. What he was most worried about was the Demon King Argos Vandora who declared war on all races in this world. Reinhard, Elise and Elaine, wherever you are, I hope you are safe. Quote. After that, the door opened and revealed someone in knight's clothes entering while carrying a letter. When he reached the center of the throne room, he knelt down facing Reinhard. Messenger, greetings, Reinhard-sama, I bring a message from Princess Elise. Reinhard immediately stood up and walked towards the messenger. Reinhard, really? Give it to me quickly. After that, the messenger took the letter and presented it to Reinhard. Reinhard took it and opened it, then read the letter. The letter contains, to Father, currently, I have managed to find Elaine in Sealder City. And maybe Father won't believe this, but I saw with my own eyes someone who was able to fight evenly against the Demon King Argos Vandora. I personally invited him to attend a meeting that Father might hold with the leaders of other races. He is also the person Ryuto-sama and his friends were talking about who is their trainer. Currently, I am in the city of Sealder and am preparing for our departure to Lanuvale Castle. I'll be back in a minute. From Elise. After reading the letter, Reinhard was shocked by his daughter's statement. Reinhard, someone who is able to fight on equal terms against the Demon King. How strong is he really? Quote. After that, Reinhard returned to his throne and sat down. Reinhard, Hermes, Katerina. Reinhard summoned the Knight Captain and the Captain of the Royal Magic Army. After being called, they both walked in front of the king and knelt before him. Hermes and Katerina, what can we do, Reinhard-sama? Reinhard, in a few days, my 2 daughters will return home along with the hero party, their friends and the one who is capable of fighting against the Demon King. They were both shocked after hearing that. Reinhard, therefore, tell everyone to behave politely and prepare a banquet, then invite all the leaders of the other races to a meeting that will discuss the matter of war with the demon race. Hermes and Katerina. Yes, Reinhardt-sama. After that, they both left the throne room. Reinhard. I want to see for myself the person whose strength far exceeds mine. Quote.